If Love and Gogi is wrong, I don't want to be right.
What would Socrates say to that?
It tickles my fancy.
Okay.
Goosies.
I don't have hair.
Oof.
You got Marcos.
That's not
Wait.
That's true. You do got me. Get over here, Marcos. Let me look at you. They don't want it.
Tobin and Leroy, ready to deploy. Had to hit it with a little journalism, but that was a decoy. Better have about me, boy. Okay, Leroy and Tobin, hold to the show, man. Steers in the sauce with the show, and till then his half moon open. Sometimes go taste like a snowman. No proof, I'm a lie about a motor. No proof, like I always wanted him, I never hated him, I never traded him, and if I did, I never ever traded him. You know what is a star? Like under the city, the driver's side floor. Just like a large, so many more. 10 in the more, never a bar. 8, 10 in the more, 2 to the P. Nothing to you, but it's something to me. Handsome as ever, and cute as can be. You can watch us on YouTube with viewing for free. Ay. This one time for the Twitch. This one time for the text. This one time for the phone line. Whole time wonder what they gonna do next.
You know, I just wish you guys would stop the quibbling.
Welcome on in, everybody. Welcome on in. It is Tobin and Leroy. I'm torn here. Okay? Because here's what I want to do.
I know. Hold on.
No, I don't think you do. I don't think you do. Okay.
I would say my boy got some goosies before that hockey game started.
Dude. That's where I wanted to start today. That's where I wanted to start it, but I
wanted to text you.
I don't feel like I could move. Well, I saw him on Instagram and he's like, I was like, oh, and it was already a Goran delicious day because he was already on the OG's podcast. I listened to half of it. By the way, the second half was even better when he telling the Heat stories. So Goran Dragić banging the drum. I mean, it's goosies on top of it. It goes off the goosey scale. How great that was. Right. Then on top of it, my guy had maybe the greatest save we've ever seen.
Oh my!
I have spent nothing over the last 2 weeks but rewatching the Max Holloway knockout on every angle. That has now been replaced by the Bob save. I will watch all of it. And I want to start there, but I'm heated right now, man. And I got to tell you, I think Leroy would be proud of me. Because we know Leroy is the keeper of customer service. And I am not. I'm like kind of just like, all right, whatever. You know, people suck sometimes. That's kind of my attitude. Maybe they're having a bad day. But yesterday, as you guys can see, I look like a bad impression of Hardy, the country music star right now with my glasses and my camo hat. And it's because I'm dealing with what I think is an ulcer in my eye, right? So my eye has been hurt. Yeah. I guess you could get ulcer. I don't know. So I went to just like you. I went to the eye doctor yesterday, right? And it was not a great experience. To be honest with you. They had me, but not like unlike other doctors, had me waiting forever. Like, but had me waiting in the eye chair, which was a new wrinkle to it. Usually you're waiting in the waiting room. They had me waiting in that stupid eye chair, Leroy, for 45 minutes. Like after they bring me back, they do all the where's the red balloon? And so I'm just sitting in this stupid eye chair, like waiting to get my eyes looked at. And the person, the doctor just kept coming in and out and in and out and in. Like, 1 second, be with you. What? And then just was like gone. Okay. I'm like, all right, whatever. Must have double booked. I then realized that they had seen the person who was booked after me because I had gotten there when they had gotten there because they got there a little earlier. So I have a 2:30. I had a 2:15. I'm like, cool. Boom, in and out. But they went to go see that person. All right. Making me wait, not necessarily the thing that's going to like set me off. I'm a very patient person. Contrary to popular people, I'm a very patient person. Okay.
Wait a minute.
Especially when it comes to my customer
That's
service.
worse than you setting up a story.
I swear.
Using a definition of yourself that is not, yes.
Dude, I'm a very patient person. I'm not a fraud. I swear to God, I'm a patient person.
All right.
So whatever. They had me waiting a long time. Not anything new to doctor offices, right?
Yes.
But this doctor, she is looking at my eye, and like, you ever get like a reaction from a doctor that just is like, Oh my! Like it takes you back a little bit. She
Yes,
goes,
I did at the eye doctor. When you go, you can get 2 glasses for $79, and then you go get the eye test. And they go, ooh,
yeah.
and then it ended up
That's what I got.
costing.
I got a whoo.
Wait, didn't it end up costing $350?
It wasn't about the cost. It really wasn't about the cost. It was
Right.
whoa. I was like, whoa. I'm like, what is that? Ooh.
You got Ric Flair wood?
Yeah, like whoa. No, but it was like almost like it wasn't a woo. It was a whoa.
Like
the
the doctor saw something that shocked him.
Yeah.
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 Like, wait a minute. The doctor can't say that.
But she was like, she's like, well, you got a bad ulcer. I'm like, all right. She goes, you're probably gonna need to see somebody else for that. I'm like, oh, okay. She goes, but I'm gonna give you treatment, and we'll see if it clears up in a couple, So she's like, she's bouncing off like different paths to treat this thing. And she's like, well, first I get the woof, and then it's like, and then it gets to the point, well, you're gonna have to see somebody else. I'm like, oh, okay. So who should I do? She goes, I'll give you a list. I'm like, okay, great. But I'm also gonna give you this prescription. Okay, fine. And maybe it clears up in a couple days. I'm like, well, should I go see somebody? She goes, you should go see somebody about that. I'm like, but what if it clears up? And she goes, you should still go see somebody about it, but maybe it will just clear up in a couple days. I'm like, well, what is my path here? Like, hey, coach, what's the play? You're the eye doctor. What's the play here?
Yeah.
What's the play? And she goes, take this prescription, and then we'll do a follow-up. I'm not going to be here next week, but, somebody will hear follow-up. And I'm like, all right.
Wait a minute. So they want to get you for another.
What is this?
Another
Doctors?
Right.
So
Here it is. She wanted to get him for another copay before she tell him again.
Yeah.
You can't do that.
Like, I wasn't even thinking about that, Leroy. I'm like, fine, copay. My eye, I just want to let everybody know, my eye really hurt. It was not feeling good at the time. Like, I'm in a lot of pain on this eye. So you could tell me, hey, pay whatever you got in your account to get this eye pain fixed and situated, and I'm good. I'll do it. Whatever. But she kept like, but you really should see somebody else. I'll give you like, hey, do I see you? Do I take this prescription you're going to give me, hope it clears up, and follow up, or do I see somebody else? And who do I see? She goes, I don't like what I'm seeing. So maybe you should see somebody else, but take the prescription and we're going to schedule a follow-up next week.
Wait.
I'm like, all right, whatever. So I walk out there, I pay my exam fee, and she goes, as I'm leaving, I'm under the impression I'm leaving there, Leroy, thinking I'm going to take this prescription, but I'm going to go see somebody else, right?
Right.
As I'm leaving, she tells the receptionist, but book him for a follow-up for next week. I'm like, I thought you weren't going to be here. She goes, I'll be there Monday at the Royal Palm office. I'm like, she's like, did you make that? I'm like, fine. Okay. So great. So I'm under the impression that I'm going to see another doctor, take this prescription, hope it clears up in a couple days, but also I have to go back and see her. Whatever. Paid my money, moved on. But my eye is in a lot of pain. I was not in a good mood. I was as cordial as possible, Leroy. Cordial as possible. These are our headlines, by the way, brought to us by the new Palmetto Ford Truck Super Center. Why buy your truck at a car store? Palmetto Ford.
We know trucks.
So, I'm not even going to, I'm going to do this person a solid. I'm not going to name what your exam place is called. I could be a jerk and do that, but I'm not going to.
I would.
I know you would. I know you would. So I get you ever get the feedback email? How many of us delete that, right? Feedback, schmeedback. Who does that?
Hey, of the three of us, who answers it every time?
You love a feedback. You love a feedback. And so
I love feedback.
So I get the feedback email. Now, mind you, I'm not going on Yelp. I'm not going on.
I don't know how to go on Yelp.
I'm not going on Google. I'm not going on Google reviews. I'm not posting a review for all the world to see. It is their customer service.
To better help.
Asking me, how was your experience, Mr. Tobin? Give us 1 through 5 stars. Opened up the email. My eye hurts, by the way. I'm not in a good mood. And I go, 1 star. And they're like, and then the next thing pops up. I'm like, what's the harm in that? Move on. Then what? Next option. Why did you give that review? With an open paragraph there. And I decided, you want to know what? Here's why. And I told them all, hey, got there, made me wait forever, switched me from room to room, had a doctor who felt like she couldn't give me the time of day because I just kept getting this like antsy feel from her. Like she was ready to go, like just ready to go, like in and out. I was waiting there 45 minutes. I felt like she wanted to give me 5 minutes of treatment, get me the hell out of the chair. Right? That's just how I felt. You ever feel that way? Like
until she gave you the whoop.
Yeah, well, not even, but it was
like a drive-through.
The woof was like a woof. Well, remember, see somebody else but me, but also me, but come back. And then, like, all right, you seem like you're putting care into this. Anyway, whatever. Write a bad review, but I didn't send this for everybody to see. This is strictly to the office, I assume. Well, wouldn't you know it? I get a call on my way to work today. And it says, bloop, 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 I care. I'm like, that's probably just them confirming my follow-up. I didn't even think anything.
Right.
Send it to voicemail. I'm driving. I'm going to work. It's already an experience driving to Miami these days with all the traffic we have, right? This doctor had the audacity to give me sass on the phone on this 2-minute long voicemail.
Wait. She called you to
personally
For lashing out.
personally called me and is like, well, I just want you to know that I put all the care into my customers and that all of my patients, and that I had to the reason you were delayed is I had to tell somebody they had a detached retina, which I don't believe. And they were going to lose their sight.
First of all, you ain't going to an eye doctor if your eye.
Leroy, you're not getting it. This is not the first time she's been reviewed like this.
Right. I know.
That's what's happened. For her lashing out like that, that's not the first time she's gotten reviewed. And
right.
Yeah.
Wait, here's the kicker. As JFig said, aren't those reviews confidential?
I guess not.
They make it seem like
I guess not. You know
Did
what?
you name the doctor in your comments?
No, dude, it was like one of those things like wherever you just like go to a website and like you hit a star and there's a paragraph on it. So I hit the star, 1 star, and then it goes to the next page, which has the paragraph. But no, they obviously knew who it came from.
Yeah, because that ain't her first rodeo.
I will also say I was very descriptive. Like, there's no way they didn't know that it was me. Like, if they read the review, there's no way that the person, unless the person's just a zombie, there's no way the person reading the review doesn't know that experience was with me. So maybe it wasn't honest.
Yeah, but that usually doesn't. That usually goes to corporate. It doesn't go to the person.
Well, it doesn't go to corporate, I guess. I guess because it's a sub eye place of the Target Optical that I was at, right? And I've been going. And let me just say, I've been going to this. What?
You went to Target?
Dude, I'm telling you right now, I've been going to this Target Optical for 10 years. Okay. Lovely. Never had an issue. Lovely.
And so, wait, bullseye.
Bullseye. That's the reason why you get the
Tobes, let me get this right.
Yeah.
So, you went to Walmart.
Target.
And somebody,
Target.
You went to Target. And somebody else in there had a detached retina?
That's what they said, right? Right? That's what I'm saying. I had to do. Well, I told you I didn't believe that. I was like, detached retina.
Wait,
let me just tell you, Leroy. If anybody has gone to a Target Optical, I'm sure it's like the size of a closet. Like you can tell all the things that are going on there. I didn't find medical emergency news under the place.
Like, dude, I've been going to be a paramedic outside of Target.
I've been going to this place for 10 years since I've lived in my neighborhood. That is the place where I go get my prescription. And so now this is the first time I've seen this doctor in particular, but I assume it's under the same practice. Like the last time I was there, boop, boop, in, out. So whatever. But I haven't even gotten to the good part. Okay.
Whoa, there's more?
Oh, dude, this is why I'm so heated. So she's like, well, I care for all. This is, by the way, minute 1 of the voicemail. Minute 2 is, so I just want you to know, I will no longer be seeing you at our practice. I was like, we'll no longer have you as a patient at our practice. I was like, What? You're banning me? For what? You sucked and I'm banned? She goes,
Welcome
gotta
to
call her out,
Leroy's world.
Now you got to call her out.
I was
Welcome
like,
to Leroy's world.
hold on, dude. Let me get this straight. You sucked at your job and you're banning me? That's what's going on? She goes,
Because you filled out the stupid review.
right. I was just honest. I was honest, Tobes. I was just
And so-
going out.
Wait, so let me get this straight. If you had deleted the review, you would have been at her office on Monday.
You mean her voicemail?
No, if you had deleted the review and not answered the review. Can't hear you.
We're getting Vlad back on.
Oh, there we go.
All right, we're back.
So if you had deleted the review like you normally do, no harm, no foul, you'd have been able to go there Monday.
Of course.
But because you filled out the review,
Right.
you're banned.
And this is the best part. She goes, this is, by the way, we're in 2024. You know how to give me a refund. She says, send me your address so we know where to send the check of a refund. And I said, well, that is the last straw. I'm calling her back. And I said, excuse me, ma'am, doctor, I don't want your refund. I don't want my refund. You keep my money and just know you didn't do a good job that day. All right. I didn't know what my next course of treatment was. She goes, well, and she goes back into the song and dance about the retina. I'm like, hey, I can I've been dealing with a lot of everybody knows what's going on with my family and my wife. I've been dealing with a lot of doctors. I can sympathize. Doctors have a very, very tough job. However, once you are in the care of that patient, you're supposed to give everybody the same amount of care. You're basically admitting to me you didn't give me the right amount of care. Okay.
Right.
So I don't want your refund. I'll take my banning. Okay. But just so you know, you did a bad job.
Wait a minute. So then what? Tobin,
Yeah.
you know, I would have lost my damn mind. This would not be over.
Oh, it's
Right.
over. What,
No,
what,
no,
what else
this
is there
would
to
not be
do?
over.
Nah, it can't be
I
over.
would,
Nah,
listen.
it can't be over.
I
Tobin.
would go
You gotta
through
call her out.
all of Target. I would go through all of Target until I got to the bottom of this. You gonna ban me because you did a crappy job?
Leroy,
That's called. That's called a person lashing out to try to make it sound like they really didn't do nothing wrong to their boss.
I know it feels because here's the thing: giving the refund makes her feel like, oh, it's all good, it's detached, the money's gone. No, she can keep my money and know I think she sucks. Take my money. It's okay. You did a bad job, doctor, and I'm really restraining myself for not blasting you on the radio. I really want to just say your practice, say how much you stink.
You don't have to say it, but you could tell Vlad.
Nah, I don't want to. I don't want to. But I just want you
You
to
better
know.
not tell Leroy.
Nah, streets need a body, B.
Hey,
Streets need a body, right,
Street
Leroy?
need a body.
Body.
Hey,
Streets need a body.
You want to know the other thing
You-
that
Hold on, you can't get away with customer service like that and think your
Accountability.
only recourse is to ban the dude and send the check back.
How do you ban? How do you ban me from a place I've been going to for 10 years because you've waltzed in there and been a terrible eye doctor?
That's crazy.
By the way, I don't even know if it's how do I even should I even take this prescription? What if it's poison?
Listen,
I don't
you
even
know what
know
they say in golf, Tobin? You know what they say in golf when they call somebody out on an infraction?
Hmm?
We protecting the field. You got to protect the rest of us.
So I should say who it is so nobody else goes
Yes!
to the doctor.
In location, the
Facts.
target location, everything. Because guess what? She's supposed to know your information anyway. That's
true.
supposed to be confidential. And
It is
she
supposed to be
called you.
confidential.
She
And-
called you personally.
Personally.
Yeah, that's nasty.
Blast her ass.
And texted.
Nah.
She did a voicemail and a text like a crazy ex.
What?
Yep.
Oh,
Nah, you got to call her out because yes, you know you're right. What the listeners are saying. Some next patient's gonna have to go through this.
I'm gonna have to think about this.
Nah.
I need
You,
to
Oh,
think about
you
I need to
lucky
think
I
about
ain't.
this.
you lucky it ain't us.
Hey,
I need to think about
hey,
this.
hey, let me put on something by three. Look. So I had to go get my glasses this morning.
You look good.
And here's the worst thing.
Don't work.
You know how like you ever tried the bifocals where the transition where you look down for the close stuff and up for the far. I had to not get that. So the glasses I got, these are the ones I can see far with, and it don't help me looking at this screen.
All right, we'll take a break. No selfishness.
But you got to protect the field. This
All right,
is
I'll
for the
think about
greater
it.
good.
I'll think about it.
All
I'll
right.
think about it.
All
I will
right.
think about that of blasting who this actually is, because you may be right. I should be saving other people from.
No, don't save her like Bob. Don't save her like Bob.
I'm not
Yeah,
saving
that's
her.
what you do right now.
That's what you
Here,
do right
Joe,
now. You saving
here's
her
what you
like
just
Bob
did.
right now.
Here's what she was protecting, and she let a guy go scot-free, and you just reached out
I just want
and
to
saved
Yeah.
her.
Saving her like Bob right now. Nah, don't do that.
You guys may be right. You guys are riling me up, but you may be right. You know what? I'm gonna think about it.
Okay.
But I want to do what I was originally here to do, which was celebrate the Panthers for what was a thriller last night. Welcome back, everybody. Tobin and Leroy. Take you up until 2. Hey, Luke Bryan coming to South Florida in September. We got your chance to win tickets to see him at the I Think Financial Amphitheater in West Palm. Just keep listening for details. We will give you a chance to win those today. This is a Live Nation show. I showed Vlad during the break the text. And
save it. Save it.
About what I said.
Save the message. Save the text.
Go ahead, Leroy.
Save the message. Save the text.
Oh, they're saved.
Okay.
They're saved.
Okay.
They're saved.
Leroy, in our personal group, I said she committed 3 violations within her first 3 texts for her first 3 lines. And
Really?
she wrote a thesis.
Oh,
and she wrote a thesis.
It was paragraphs, right? I'm not exaggerating how crazy this
Tobin
is.
is not exaggerating. It was quite a long text, which proved one thing. That review was not anonymous. It was not.
Right.
So it went straight to them when they
Right.
send the reviews.
Yep.
Second, you're not supposed to let me know what other people's dealing with.
True.
You're not supposed to. So you
Right.
letting me know you had a detached retina. I don't need to know other people. That's a HIPAA violation. You're not supposed to let me know what no. And third, asking me for my address and then saying, "Well, we have the information in the system."
Right. Well,
what was the point of that?
That was crazy. Well, that to me was the funniest part, where it's like, hey, you're gonna give a refund. Hey, either give the refund or it's 2024. You don't need to send a check. I paid with a debit card. You can reverse that puppy so quickly. Everybody does it. It's not like you need, if you know who it came for, you don't need to like go to the bank and be like, hey, let me print this out. But you know what? I digress. Let's get to the Panthers. Last night was
Hey,
awesome.
I was a little nervous. After it was 2-0, and then
Dude.
boom, boom, 2-2.
Boom, boom. That's
It's the same thing like it happened in game 1. Bro.
that Stamkos one-timer, but then Sergei Bobrovsky. Oh, do you have the call, Vlad? If you guys, I mean, I can't imagine. Any sane person, just go to my Twitter account because I've retweeted it no less than 30 times. The Bob save. This save was incredible. They should have had a goal.
It was an open goal. It was an open goal.
Netter, dude.
It was basically an empty netter.
Dude, it was an empty netter. And somehow this cat, this puma between the pipes that we have in Sergei Bobrovsky, 2-time Vezina Trophy winner, and all the focus that he puts through. He dives, blocker, pew, pew, puck goes off the blocker, no goal, crowd's going insane. Vlad, you were in the building. How goosies was the building when that happened?
The press box erupted, and we're supposed to be very we're supposed to be impartial. No, nah, man, we went we went crazy. Like, that was ridiculous.
I would say this. I think the eruption was for a great play, like a sick play. You see what I'm saying? It just happened to be the Panthers, but I think you would have had a whole bunch of oohs and ahs if it were Tampa Bay's goalie also.
Wait a minute.
Which, by the way,
he was doing that himself.
I'm sick of him. I don't think there's anybody in sports I fear my team going up against more than him. And I know, like, the Panthers are up 2-0. I just
Jokic?
No, I thought about this today. I'm like, do I fear Jokic more or Vasilevsky?
No, I know there's one guy you feel more. 15. Patty Mahomes. Got to feel 15.
He's good.
He's good.
Yeah, but it's still that's a team thing. I'm talking about the other two, the first two guys, and Jokic and Vasilevsky. Those single guys impact a game, impact every game. It's crazy.
Dude, it was like a foregone conclusion that the Lightning were about to go up in this game. And he goes, no. It was insane. Because, like, man, because think about this. The Panthers with this Vasilevsky, he's so disheartening with how many attempts. It feels like the Panthers should be up 6-2 with how they were with the pressure they put on this guy.
That first period,
he's a mother bleeping wall. You can't get by him.
that first period, it should have been 3-4-0 Panthers. That's how good. That's how good 88 is.
So imagine you've given up 15 shots on goal and you're down 3-2. Do you know how demoralizing that is?
Right, that's crazy.
You know how demoralizing that would be? So for Bob to just flip around and get that save, amazing. Trevor says Russian goalies, they're good. They are. The Russians, they're good. But you know what's crazy? They're so different. That's the thing because we always say that with Bob, he is not big. This is what makes him breathtaking. It's kind of like when you watch a small point guard. I'm sure when you're watching Jalen Brunson, because he's 6'1", 170 soaking wet.
No way. He's like 160, bro. Let me tell you this.
He's so tiny.
When I go to when I go in the locker room and get in the interviews, and then, I always make sure I got to get next to Bob, right? And then you see it when he's taking off all the stuff. You're like, holy cow.
Yeah.
This guy is small.
I was like, dude, when I first met him, I'm like, huh? What is that? What? And but most, I think most goalies are like that. They're like 6'4",
6'3".
Every backup the Panthers have ever had has been 6'4", 6'5". So I imagine that's what you're looking for. That's what you're looking for. And to see what Sergei is able to do, and yeah, you guys know, I have a strong affinity for this guy. I love him. To see that he is now having his best Panthers season in his 5th Panthers season is crazy.
That's the greatest save ever.
That needs to be in a mural. It needs to be on T-shirts. I need that everywhere. That save. Do you have the call last night from Plagans?
Yes,
this was the call last night on QAM.
Out of the zone, Cirelli, and he's going to take this into the Panthers zone. Has a man trailing in. Let a shot go wide off the end board. Put up on Stamkos back. And what a save, Bobrovsky! Bobrovsky with the trapper to deny Dumba, the defenseman who was open in front with a yawning cage. Sergei Bobrovsky displaying acrobatics to keep this game tied at 2. The fans here at Amerant Bank Arena can't believe what they just saw. That display of goaltending and gymnastics from Sergei Bobrovsky.
Absolutely diabolical. How did he come up with that?
But you want to and here's the thing about it, because I don't think a lot of people know this. That's literally what he does in the offseason. He does mother bleeping gymnastics on a trampoline. And I'm like, I remember talking about this stuff, and I'm like, that seems stupid. I wasn't going to tell him that because he has an adorable Russian accent, and I would never say that. But I'm like, jump on a trampoline. What?
Wait a minute. But you praised Tua for doing
Jiu-jitsu.
Jiu-jitsu.
Well, that was for safety purposes. But I'm like,
oh, wait, you're telling so what? Wait.
Well, welcome
how
back.
Can you tell me that what
Welcome
Bob
back.
isn't doing, that he knows that is helping him?
Obviously he does. But Leroy, imagine at the time. Leroy, first of all.
Imagine Tua doing jiu-jitsu.
Leroy, first of all, imagine everybody was making fun of Tua for taking jiu-jitsu, number one. Imagine if I did a show and I told you I got the goosies because Bob was on a trampoline. You would think I was an idiot.
I would have thought you the same way as I thought you when you said Tua.
Dude, that's all that trampoline work. This dude and all the preparation he does, like a hockey samurai, comes through in that moment against your rival in a save you need so you're not deflated. I was like, holy crap.
The crazy thing is when you're probably playing in the game, you don't realize how great that save was, like the other guys on the ice.
Dude, and that's the thing that's crazy about him, because like Katie Engelson, I'm sure Vlad, maybe he was the same. I haven't heard the cuts after the game, so we'll get to some of that stuff. But he's talking to Katie Engelson on the bench, and he's just like, it's like nothing.
No, it's
like nothing to him.
They were like, we asked him, did he see the save? He's like, no, I haven't seen it. I just stayed focused. Like that was all this is. That's all. By the way, I try to ask him questions now so that he can stay focused.
Attaboy.
So now the Tobin. Hey, we all have a little Tobin in all of us. Hey, but wait, after this morning, I'm gonna say we all have a little Leroy in us. Because
Tobin.
And we ain't letting you off the hook either.
What do you mean?
And all I'm gonna say is,
you want me to blast her?
Yeah.
Yeah.
All I'm gonna say is save the text and save, because you know
Oh, I'm
what?
saving them.
Listen, here's the crazy thing. To whoever this young lady is or this doctor, right? While your feelings might get hurt and people might be mad that you got called out, if he really wanted to be a jackass, he could get your ass fired for that nonsense.
Oh, I saw the text.
Right.
These 3 violations out the gate.
Wait till I play you the voicemail.
Oh,
Which,
man.
by the way, I'm getting texts during the breaks of people who want me to play the voicemail on the air. I'm like, wow. Crazy.
But you know, it explains a lot now, thinking about her name.
Is it Karen?
It's the closest. It's right up there with the Karens.
It'll be so sweaty. It'll be so fitting. Oh, Susan. Karen or Susan?
Take a break. Back after this. All right, welcome back. Tobin and Leroy here with you. You guys can watch us on YouTube and Twitch. People got cat fever today. Panthers go up 2-0 on the Tampa Bay Lightning.
Yeah.
Carter Verhaeghe. Who else but Carter Verhaeghe is going to give you the overtime goal? That's what he does. Overtime clutch. It's Carter Verhaeghe time. It's swag time. Turn my swag
He's
on.
third in game-winning playoff goals.
It's crazy.
In overtime.
He's like it's just like that
he's
moment.
played like half the games of some of these guys, and all the guys are like Hall of Famers.
How about the Lightning? The Lightning got a feel of them. We used to have that guy, you know. We had that guy. We didn't think he was. He was on when the Lightning were super stacked. They're like, yeah, Carter Verhaeghe, let him go. What's he gonna do? What's he gonna do? Light your ass up. That's what he's gonna do. You got let me get Sergei Bobrovsky yesterday after the game. Vlad was boots on the ice yesterday as the Panthers go up 1-0 and 2-0, excuse me, in their first round series. And Sergei Bobrovsky lit up the internet with this. Even JJ Watt was tweeting about it yesterday, Leroy.
About
the Bob save.
Oh, dude, it was amazing. I jumped out of my seat by myself watching the game because it was that incredible. You know, when you like, oh, how did he get it?
Crazy. Here was Sergei in the locker room afterwards.
Yeah, it was, I think the first shot he missed the net, and then on the second one I was a little bit late behind the play, and yeah, it was the desperation, try to throw as much body as possible, and was able to make save.
That was amazing. You know, did what I do. Body. Here is Aaron Ekblad afterwards. Ekblad almost had a breakaway. That damn Vasilevsky. You know, what are you going to do? Here was Ekblad on Bob's save.
My vantage point was the bench in shock. It was incredible. You love to see it.
Yeah, that's about what we all did.
Do they all go racing to the monitor and the floor on the bench because or do they look up at the Tron? Because, like, you know, Paul Maurice has a TV.
I think everybody was looking at the scoreboard
like,
because
huh?
the action kept on going. Like, that was the other
know.
thing. Like, you really couldn't appreciate it until there was a stop, and then they showed it on the scoreboard, and it was like, oh wow,
it's incredible. It really is incredible. Here is the head man, Paul Maurice, on Bob's handiwork yesterday.
Maybe top 10 playoff for sure. That was impressive. You know, and it's really what makes these guys difficult, because you go stretches without shots, and his read going across that net as the puck's coming to the net is hard. So that's a heavy push, and he's all in on it, but it doesn't come back. It goes all the way across the grain again. And then it's just determination of will. I mean, there's some pretty fine, you know, if you watch, just slow the game down, there's some incredible saves going on, even in tight little areas, little tips. So there's some pretty fine goaltending going on in this series.
Yeah, it was so, like, both of them were incredible yesterday.
Yeah,
Like-
it is. Look, it's fun to watch these two goalies. It's also very frustrating because, you know, some of the flurries that the Panthers put on teams, they don't usually something getting through.
Well, Kachuk had that look, and how like he just goes to his knees and puts the stick behind his neck. He's so
Right.
This mother bleeper. 88. Vasilevsky's just yeah, I think he is. He's the guy that I just look at, Vlad. I think he terrifies me more than anybody else going against the teams now. I think he does. I'm not even saying he's the best, but
no, that's just a guy.
It's just because of past pain. It's because he's been shutting down the Panthers forever, and so, like, to beat him feels like the greatest feat.
Well, you have to have somebody just as equal as he is, and you do.
It was awesome. Very, very awesome yesterday. And of course, I would be remiss if I did not say how awesome it was that Goran Dragić yesterday bangs the drum.
Dude, when I saw that, I thought of you.
Everybody thought it told me.
Everybody. I got sent probably 30 DMs of just like Goran doing the drum.
Because I didn't know he was going to be there. So they would like, look up, and then, former Heat player. And I'm like, former Heat players coming to the Panther game. Because I was like, I know UD's in Atlanta doing NBA TV.
Yep.
So I'm like, who's going to? And they say Goran. I was like, oh my God, Tobin is going crazy right now in the house.
You don't lose when Goran's in the building. That's how that works. Gogie's there. and that means you're going to get yourself a victory. But yeah, I love that tradition. They bang the drum. Jalen Ramsey did game 1. Everybody's the Panthers are pulling. People want to bang that playoff drum, Leroy.
Yeah.
They've had some star-studded people. Tua's done it. Marino's done it. McDaniel's done it. I don't know. Who else? Who do
I think we're missing
next?
Spo. I think we need Spo to do it.
Well, he does. He's not going to do that unless
he might be available.
Hey.
No, he doesn't have to do it. You could do it on an off day.
He's not going to do it on an off day. There's no way he does it unless the season's over.
Come on, there's like 2 days off between the.
No shot.
No
shot. Damn. Spo's not going to have a moment where he gets caught at Han and is like, "Hey, where was Spo last night? Oh, he was at the club in Boston. Never going to happen."
By the way, excellent breakdown of the Heat players going to a nightclub.
He's talking about one by one. Here goes
because his breakdown of Nico is exactly right. Nico looked like he was like, I don't know about this, guys. Like, I don't know.
Nico, come on, buddy. We're going to the club. He goes, Bobby, Kim, under 21.
So you telling me Nico's never went to a club in South Beach?
I don't know.
There's no way. Come on, man.
I don't know. I don't know what he's up to. I don't know what Nico does. I'm not sure.
But he did look like was his first time.
He looked like he snuck into a rated R movie. Oh, man. We'll take a quick break. Hour Tua. It's Miami Dolphins draft eve. Back after this.
Tua.
Tua, Tua, Tua. Tua, Tua, Tua. Can go to hell. Tua Tagovailoa. Dolphins quarterback.
Daddy loves you guys.
Our Tua with Tobin and Leroy.
Check the history of
Hour 2 of the program, ladies and gentlemen. Tobin and Leroy here with you. Take you up until 2. John Crotty going to join us later on this hour. We'll talk game 2 with the point guard, John Crotty, Bally Sports son. So we will get over to that.
It'd be interesting if he thinks this the same way I do, that you got to put pressure on the 3-point line and make them shoot and make them shoot twos or however. My only problem is that if somebody gets taken off the dribble and then you have to converge on him, then the 3 is open anyway.
It's a tough balance too.
Right.
Duncan was also saying yesterday, unfortunately, like he's not going to really be. It made it sound like I'm not going to be 100% until this is over.
It happens, dude. Look,
sucks.
Can I just tell you, having to go through like maybe the last 6 games of a season and including playoffs, it's the worst feeling in the world, right? To know that you're one of the best options, but you're not even at the best version of yourself. You know, and when you see him running around, you're going to think, oh, why can't he do this, this, and this? And that dude might be in excruciating pain. So it really sucks.
Did I do headlines?
No.
Headlines brought to you by the new Palmetto Ford Truck Supercenter. Why buy a truck at a car store? Palmetto Ford.
We know trucks.
So 7 o'clock, game 2 tonight. So 5:45 is preheat with Solana, Tommy Tig. They will get you ready for all the action. And of course, you will hear Jason Jackson, Amy Audibert. They will have your call from the TD Garden. And,
when's they come back on Friday?
Saturday.
Man.
Saturday.
Everybody else is playing like rather quickly, right?
No, everybody's got like 2 days off.
This first round takes a long time.
They got to stretch it.
If everybody is
well, the West has played, all of them played 2 games.
Except for the top 1 seeds, which is why Boston, Miami,
okay.
Because remember, those 2 teams, they had to wait for the 8th seed to be decided on Friday. So that's why they do
I
this.
got you.
But speaking of those scores, Timberwolves beat the Suns yesterday on 105-93. So
you happy, aren't you?
Wait, can you imagine? Like, this is what's crazy.
What am I?
You got a team with KD, Book, and Beal, and they scored 93 points.
Why are you asking if I'm happy?
You know why?
No, I don't. I really want to know. What do you mean?
Whaling season.
It's whaling season.
Well, you know. We'll see.
Hey, man.
We'll see.
That guy has been in Phoenix for a long time.
Oh, you're talking about Dev?
Yes.
I don't think he's going to leave.
I think he's leaving. I think he could be traded.
Listen, we know the guy who's going to hightail it out of there.
Oh, no. But I think he might try to stay another season. But if they really want to get anything,
well, they can't get rid of Beal because Beal has this is the whole thing that
Beal is stuck.
The thing that scared the Heat with Beal was he has a no trade clause. So like, so unless Beal's like, please, and like the Heat are like, we'll give you Alondis Williams and filler, like that's what scared the Heat off of Bradley Beal the whole in the first place. Durant is, I think, the interesting one because, like, every time something doesn't seem to work, Durant's ready to hightail it out of there. So if they lose in the first round, be interesting.
Well, one of those two, I do believe they get knocked down in the first round, won't be in Phoenix next season.
Yeah, it's going to be interesting, especially with their owner. They have a new crazy owner, so we'll see what goes there. So does A-Rod root for the Wolves anymore, or is he
I don't
legally
know.
not allowed to root for the Wolves? How does this work?
Yeah. Oh, no.
But, no, everybody was talking yesterday because you remember the Anthony Edwards quote that when it was going viral yesterday, but he had said this a couple months back, I think during the All-Star break, talking about the Suns. He goes, yeah, they got Kevin Durant, but we got Jaden McDaniels. And everybody was like, what? Jaden McDaniels yesterday, he outscored Kevin Durant 25 points.
Wow.
It's a good team. It's a good team.
And he got into a little brouhaha with Devin. Was it Devin Booker?
Devin Booker's always getting in a brouhaha.
Yeah,
He's a whiner. Unless
he don't
wants to-
whine, but he just
Unless he wants to come to Miami, right?
What else we got? Yesterday we also had the Pacers. They evened their series. Big game from Siakam yesterday, Leroy.
Is that the first road win?
There were two
Yes,
yesterday.
yes.
There were two yesterday. Yeah,
Yes.
them and the Mavericks won yesterday. The Mavericks evened up their series. Look,
How do you lose when you get your best player back? That makes no sense to me.
I don't know.
How do the Clippers lose? And
Getting
they got
Kawhi
Kawhi
back?
Yeah.
I think it's a fluidity thing. You know what I mean? It happens
Well, they're
with
gonna be
me a
let-
lot when they're shorthanded. They
Well,
seem to everything seems to be rolling, then everybody gets back, and then it just
They'll be more fluid next year when Paul George leaves. So that's the everybody's like penciling him to go to Philly. So
really.
Yep.
Wasn't it the same thing with Clay? No, Clay is
Clay's
Orlando. But who else? There was somebody else they were saying going to Philly.
I don't know. Was there some Trae Young fire you've heard recently?
No, not Trae Young. It wasn't Trae Young. But yeah, Philly, they should have 7 championships with all the stars they have going through there.
Did you guys notice what the hell was going on with did Joel Embiid? Have you guys noticed what was going on with his eye yesterday? Like this was making the rounds.
So
Did he have a migraine? Did he get hit in the head? Because I noticed it was very. So here's the thing. I watched that post game, right? And he had his head down, and everybody, and I understand he's windshield wiper, so everybody thought he was crying.
But I think it might have been because of his eye.
Yeah, something was going on there.
It's been happening like that since game 1.
Is that the same eye that he's broken?
I don't know if it's the same eye that he's broken, but it
I
seems
got
like
a doctor you can go see.
Yeah.
But no, like it was weird. Like he had the broken orbital before, so I don't know. It just looked. Look, man, that guy, he's like a walking game of operation. So who knows?
he's not a good leader.
He's a mope.
I wouldn't. He's not a good leader. He can't lead men. I wouldn't want him to be a leader.
Well, here,
My team.
let's be clear. We do this in sports, and we really shouldn't. Just because you're the best player doesn't make you the leader, and we need to stop that. Okay, like everybody thinks, oh, the best player got to be the leader. That's not true.
Right.
That's not true.
You're
Because
right. You're right. But
some will question that nobody was a bigger leader than UD.
Right. And Bam has said this year, he goes, being the captain has sucked. He doesn't like it.
Right.
He's like, I don't like it. He's not.
How you carry yourself, how you react to things, how you go about your daily business has to be different because you don't want to be the mope.
Can't go to Han.
So that's we need to stop that. You know what I mean? Like especially in football, it happens in football a lot.
No, I get it in football, but in basketball, when there's only 12,
it don't
and
matter.
you're
Your leader doesn't have to be your best player.
But I get that. But when you're the only guy that's been in that franchise the longest out of everyone, and they look up to you, that's
You're trying to make the circumstances make the player.
Yeah,
he is who he is.
That's what I'm saying. He's not a good leader.
If he's not a leader, he never was. That ain't a knock on him. He's just not that guy. Don't make because he's a great player all of a sudden mean he's got to be your leader.
I think also with him though, like one of the things with leadership is accountability, and that dude he'll find somebody to throw under the bus every season.
Like raise your head up. I mean, I understand if your eye is bad, just say that your eye is bad. You can't do the interview, but nobody needs to see your scalp.
But I tell you, that was the whole thing yesterday. It's like with my eye, and again, if Joel wants to go see my doctor, I'm banned, so he could take my spot. If he light sensitive,
that you got banned.
I know.
I can't believe you got banned from a public.
Wait.
Got banned from a Target.
How about this? You ready?
Yeah, am I allowed to go to the Target?
But here's the deal: is that any different than what the limo driver did to me? Because I got mad because he was late on an international flight, and he just hung up on me and returned my money. Like, yeah, that's the world we live in now. You get the treatment, you get the service you get, but please pay us full price.
Jimmy J says Lowry had a hand in blowing that game. Did you guys see the video of Joel Embiid pushing Lowry? They're like a circus act. Watch us flop. Woo! Synchronized flopping. Lowry and Joel Embiid. Couple of wind socks.
Oh my God.
By the way, the Marlins, they're going to try and score a run against the Braves tonight. First two series, they've been outscored 8-0 in the first two games of the series.
Max Fried, shutout, complete
Shutout.
game, like on 91 pitches or something like that. Jeez,
Six
Nah,
on
you can make him throw more pitches if you bunt it on every bat. Serious. Think about that. If you squared around the bunt, if every batter did it, all 27 batters, right? You can make him throw more than 91 pitches.
We'll take a quick break. Back with more after this.
This hour of Tobin and Leroy is sponsored.
Welcome back, everybody. Tobin and Leroy here with you, 560 WQAM. Let's get to the mixed bag, brought to you by Broward Health. Well, into your future, John Crotty going to swing by the show. We'll talk to him. We have Luke Bryan tickets to give away coming to the I Think Financial Amphitheater in West Palm this September. It's a Live Nation show. Give those away. Before we get to the mixed bag, though, Leroy, can we get a weather update from the DeMesman and Dover Law Firm? YourAccentAttorneys.com. Free consultation 24/7. Call at 866-954-MORE.
Beautiful day to start Wednesday. We got a slight breeze. Winds look like they're coming out of the north at about 10 to 15 miles an hour. It is partly cloudy, but I'm seeing mostly sun. And I would say the temperature is right around 80 degrees. If it's coming out of the north, you know what that means. Might be a little cooler air.
Careful, birds for Jennifer.
Oh, be careful.
Careful. I was just watching a really fun argument during the break between Bill Haney and Floyd Mayweather Jr.
Jeez.
I don't really know what they're fighting about yet, though. I'm guessing that Floyd Mayweather said something about, Devin Haney getting his ass kicked this weekend.
That's terrible, man.
The loss?
Yeah, everything. Just all the trash talking he did to Garcia to get his ass beat.
I know.
Now, let me ask you a question. This is something I want to both you and Leroy. The fact that he was 3 pounds over the weight limit, and then when you hydrate, would that cause a problem and maybe the reason why?
Well, keep in mind, he's a knockout guy.
Right.
Well,
so add 15 pounds to a knockout guy.
He put us side by side, and you don't even realize it is pretty crazy because you put us side by side of him in the Gervonta Davis fight to Saturday. It is pretty wild to see what the difference is in the weight because Gervonta made him not only have a cut clause, but he had a rehydration clause, so he could only be at a certain weight. Devin Haney didn't do that. Devin Haney didn't have a rematch clause, didn't have a rehydration clause, and look. He was very confident he was going to win. And if you've seen Devin Haney hasn't lost many rounds. There's been flashes of guys who have gotten, Lomachenko had his moments. Lenar's had his moments, but you guys saw what the odds were. I think there was a reason the young man was so confident. And he looked in that weight when he got in that ring. He looked like he was 3 weight classes smaller than the guy. Couldn't hurt him. It was he was pattering his back and it wasn't doing it.
How common is the rehydration clause?
It's common for guys who are big money guys will make the bigger guy be at a certain way. It's not unheard of, is what I'm saying. It's not unheard of.
Okay.
I think Canelo and Floyd did it, I believe, because they had to be, Canelo, the size difference there naturally. Trying to think of another one where they did it pretty recently. But this is one of those things with weight cutting. That is one of the things he basically took his investment on that. He bet on it and then made 9 times the money back. So look, he wins. That's great for Ryan Garcia. But yes, there is an element that he kind of did it in a skeezy way, being able to game the system like that. Now, to be fair, if he would have made weight and had no rehydration, this is the thing that I think everybody look, if he would have suffered and made the 3 pounds that he should have made,
he'd be the champ.
He could still, he would have been the champ. He could still, if there's no rehydration clause, he still the next day could have been whatever the weight is. Like you guys see Alex Pereira in the UFC. That guy goes from 205 to 232 overnight. So this is not an uncommon thing. But yeah, everybody is Floyd's going at him because there's been a beef with Tank Davis and Devin Haney for a while now. And Gervonta Davis is obviously very much enjoying this because he got embarrassed by the guy that he knocked out in a few rounds, even if it was against a guy that was diminished now.
And he had all those clauses. Do they have to fight again? He got to fight Tank Davis again, right?
I think that's probably the biggest fight to make.
And who's gonna is he gonna be able to? Is he big enough? Is Tank Davis big enough to put that clause in?
He was last time. Tank Davis is probably still the biggest pay-per-view star in boxing outside of Canelo right now, because he sells out. Even if it's not a big pay-per-view, I shouldn't say pay-per-view. One of the biggest stars, because he sells out venues. Like Tank Davis can go out, he could do big. He'll sell out arenas. He's done it all over the country. Now Ryan probably can now too, because everybody saw that. So it's exciting. I mean, their pay-per-view did a big business. Not a lot of guys can do over 1 million pay-per-view buys anymore. They did at 25 years old. So
right,
very impressive.
How long before Ryan Garcia just moves up?
Probably next. Yeah, I would say.
Right.
But what does he do is the question. Him versus Crawford?
He'll get killed.
Well, that's what everybody said about Devin Haney.
He would get killed.
Yeah, there's Bud, and then that's the rest.
Ain't nobody.
Like, the rest of boxing.
Whatever happened with the Bud and Canelo thing?
It's kind of gotten Canelo's
ducking. He's ducking.
He's ducking. Yeah, he is. He doesn't want to fight.
Well, he learned from the best.
Canelo doesn't want to fight.
Boy, he learned from the best.
He don't want to fight David Benavidez.
Yeah, that's cool.
Benavidez is too big.
That's
Benavidez has been training down here. He's been training down next to the arena at that boxer, the boxer gym.
Oh, okay.
So
hey,
anyway, I know you got to go, Leroy. So we'll take a quick break. John Crotty, the point guard. That was a great mix bag. We just were riffing on boxing. We'll take a quick break. The point guard, John Crotty. We will get into Game 2, Heat and Celtics tonight. Back after this. Bum, bum. 15 minutes of heat. Tobin and Leroy here with you. It's got me in a good mood today, Vlad. And celebrating the Panthers win. We'll get some cat talk coming up at the top of the hour. John Crotty's going to join us here in just a bit. And Leroy, he's hobnobbing with some people in Cleveland right now. Who are we going to take, Leroy? You know, we'll see what he says. I bet he lets them take the fast guy. You know, I'm going to ask him that, Vlad, if he lets them take the fast
Why,
guy.
you want Worthy?
Oh, I mean, Mike McDaniel likes his weapons, baby.
But these weapons aren't good.
What do you mean they're not good?
December and January, Tobin.
But I understand. Well, here's what I think. I think if we stagger the speed, right, I think they'll be fresher. You know, none of this going for 2K nonsense, all right, anymore. Enough of that with the Cheetah, all right? I want Cheetah to have a normal 1,500 yards like a normal person. No need to go and stretch him out. We got to do a maintenance program with the Cheetah so he's fresher come December. That's what we need to do, all right? We need to start maintenance programming in the NFL like we do in the NBA, although it didn't really work out for the Heat this year. That's it's been tough to deal with. But let's go out to the Toyota of Hollywood guest line. Shop hundreds of Toyotas indoors at one of America's largest showrooms at Toyota of Hollywood on 441 between Hollywood and Sheridan. Bally Sports Sun tonight. If you guys want, you guys can watch Bally Sports Sun. The great John Crotty will have the call alongside the OG Eric Reed tonight. Game 2 of the first round against the Boston Celtics. 6:30 is when Bally gets their coverage going. John, how you doing, man? How's Boston?
Hey, guys. Everything's good. Good vibe up here from the ball club. Ready to rock again. It's actually been beautiful up here for Boston up until today. It was very sunny and nice, but a little cooler weather today. But it's go time tonight. Let's go.
It is. It definitely feels that way. And this team, like John, we've seen in plenty of playoff series, they've done such a great job of taking home court advantage. Do you feel like we can get a better shot out of the gate tonight from Miami, just because, you know, getting down 14-0 to this team, it feels like a death sentence in a game, just because you're always playing catch up against a team that can shoot like them. How important is just coming out of the gate strong tonight for Miami?
Oh, I think it's huge. I think it's a good point you make. I'm a huge believer in momentum and flow. And when you get off to a great start, it really carries forward, you know, through the first half. Same as the third quarter, you know, getting off to a good start carries into that second half and can really push you forward throughout the course of the game. You know, I like how Miami fought back. I like how they clawed back. And you know, look, they're dealing with having key people out like Jimmy Butler. So, you know, the margin of error is narrow, and you got to play at a very high level offensively, and you got to keep your defense, you know, humming and connected, you know, and try to take these Celtics, you know, off their game, which is a very challenging game, the way they spread you out and shoot the long ball.
I was a little bummed yesterday because, you know, I think in a series like this, if you had a healthy 100% Duncan Robinson, he could be massive. But to hear him yesterday say, hey, I don't know if I'm going to be that guy until I get extended rest was tough to hear. John, can you just give us an insight into that? Just when you're a player dealing with something nagging that you just can't get back to feeling like what is the mental challenge, the physical challenge of dealing with that and knowing, because he was having an amazing season, John, before this happened.
Yeah, I agree. I mean, he's been very special this year for us. You know, 13 points a game, just about 40% beyond the arc. But he's doing a lot more than that. He's an incredible floor spacer for us, and obviously, what that means is he can make shots with range, and his threat on the floor forces defenses to come out to him, which really creates a lot of space. So I think you're going to see more of an effort of him of, you know, even when he's not able to get access to the basketball, to try to create space on the floor so that the team has more opportunity to be able to operate, you know, going to the basket. When you're playing the way he is, Brendan, I think it's really difficult because, you know, he has to move around a lot just to get open to be able to create a shot. And when you're dinged up and you're obviously your back is your core, and being able to push off and cut and pivot and create, you know, separation is so important for any athlete and basketball player in particular. But for a shooter like him, it's everything. So I think it's really putting him at a disadvantage. But I love the fact that he's out there just trying to gut it out, give his team what it can, and If he's got an open shot, he's going to take it. I think the biggest challenge for him is just trying to, move and cut, because he's been very good at that this year with off-ball cuts. When they run him off the line, ball faking, putting it down on the ground and getting to the basket. And I think those plays are tougher for him to make.
How much lunacy was there up there these last couple of days over the Caleb Martin thing? I felt so bad for Caleb because it was complete garbage. He got pushed into Jason Tatum, who bounced up just fine. Nobody had an issue with it. And then all of a sudden, their broadcast is like stoking the fire to get it going. So like, what was the buzz around town about all this nonsense?
I mean, look, I think a lot of it was, trying to stir it up and trying to create that fire. And their broadcast team definitely did that. It's just so overblown, this idea of a code red. That's not how the Heat operate. That's not how Spo operates. Like, go out there, like a bounty or something. And, that's not how the Heat operate. And this team plays with a lot of pride as is. You don't need to, go out there and tell people to play harder and try to take somebody down. And, look, I think Jason Tatum handled it, the right way. He popped right up, trying to show, hey, look, I'm not hurt and it's not going to impact my mind. He went right to the free throw line, which to me is what a professional does. I give him credit. And look, the Heat are playing hard, man. I mean, you're down, you're scrapping, you're throwing your body around, you're trying to make aggressive plays. There's going to be hard fouls. This is the playoffs, and just a lot of talk and a lot of nonsense about really a non-issue in my opinion.
How important do you think tonight is for Tyler? Just to bounce back. I know that he's tried to not put so much pressure on the playoffs this time around, which I think is good for a young guy. But obviously, like, John, if they're going to have a shot, they need Tyler to be Tyler. They need him to be at his best. So just how much are you keying in on him tonight and what he's able to do?
No, I'm really keying in on him. I mean, I thought, and we're going to talk about it a bit in our open tonight. If you saw the way they came out and guarded him, it was, primary focal point of their defense was to take Tyler out of the basketball game. They put their best perimeter defender on him in Jrue Holiday. They literally, it actually looked like they're playing a box and one, which is, basically saying we're going to take this guy out and everybody else can just do what they're doing within the flow. Jrue Holiday was locked in on Tyler, off the ball, away from the play, not getting off and helping in the paint, but really just staying and denying Tyler access to the basketball. With Jimmy Butler out, scoring is at an absolute premium. And Tyler's our one guy, 20 points a game that can really help. So I think, what you're going to see the Heat do, and I know they were discussing strategy of how to crack open Tyler and how to get him some touches where, first of all, he's got the ball in an opportunity where he can do something with it without two guys on him. And then maybe off the ball, you'll see different actions being created where, they can rub off Jrue Holiday and he can catch the ball with some space to be able to operate.
Talking to the great John Crotty. You guys can watch him and Eric Reed tonight. Bally Sports Sun, their coverage gets going at 6:30 today as the Miami Heat get ready for Game 2 against the Boston Celtics. I just wanted to, John, just for like his, I think, morale, like having the injury last year in the playoffs and just having, I guess, that moment of success. I think that I think it could carry him a long way, man. I just think it's for him personally to go out on the road and have something like that. I don't want to put all the eggs in the basket on him, but I also know for him personally, that's got to be a good feeling if he's able to do this and even this series bringing it back to Miami.
Oh, for sure. And he's the kind of guy who, look, he's ignitable, right? If he comes out of the gate and hits 2 or 3 shots, look out, right? I mean, he can go for 30 plus. He could go for 40. He's that talented, Tyler is. And what makes him tough to guard, once he does get the ball and he's able to operate, is he can score at all 3 levels. And there's very few players in this league, as good as this league is, when as many talented players there are, that can score at all 3 levels. It's really amazing. I mean, if you look at each team, there's 2, maybe 3 guys that can do it, and Tyler's one of those guys. He's pretty special, and he is ignitable. But right now with Jimmy being out, it's just allowing them to take their already very substantial defense and think about how to just be disruptive even more and take Tyler out.
John, my thing is on the other side, right? They're shooting threes. Like we knew before this game started, they shoot more threes than anybody. That going into the game, everybody knew Boston shot more threes than anybody. And in the games that they lost, they were just terrible shooting the three. Do you try to take that away by playing more man? Because here's the other problem that I'm just sitting here thinking about it myself. If somebody gets taken off the dribble because they got a lot of guys who can handle the ball, now you put yourself in even worse position to get the three shot on you.
That's
so
right.
How do you go about that? Because right now they're doing zone, they just pass around the outside, somebody shoots it, and they're all making them.
Yeah. So they had an extraordinary game shooting the basketball. You know, the feeling is if you can keep the pressure on, they revert, back to a more normal mean, right? Where they're not going to make, whatever it was, 22 threes, right, and tie a playoff high that they did one other time against Milwaukee. But it was exceptional. I mean, there were like 8 different guys that wound up hitting a three on their side too. It wasn't focused on just one guy. So that means they really moved the ball and they spread Miami out. They do it a variety of different ways too, which is interesting. I mean, they do it within their offense, but they also do it off offensive rebounds. And that's something you can take away, right? So you're playing your defense, you block out, you got to come up with those defensive rebounds, and that takes away sort of that broken play where they just catch it and kick it out and someone's wide open with space to be able to make a three. So I think that's something right away that the Heat can improve upon. But to your point, you got to mix the defense up against them. You can't play any one thing, whether it's defense, whether it's man or zone. And the challenge with the man, which is a very good point, is you have to be able to contain the ball on the perimeter, right? If I'm running out to Jason Tatum, if I can't keep him secure on the perimeter with a hand up and he gets by me, now everyone is having to, rotate, right? You got people rotating, you got, and I think at times, honestly, I thought we did over rotate. And what that means is just get off our guy maybe too soon or too early, which allowed some easier drive and kick plays. And that's really nuanced. It's really subtle. I mean, you got to be tight where you're maybe faking and going back to your guy or waiting later to commit to the drive, because the Heat defense is predicated on taking away easy twos. That's the way they've always been built. That's the reason why they're consistently really good. The challenge is, how do you take away twos and then still really get back out and guard the 3-point line? And that's where teams like this put you in a quandary.
Do you think they tried to do the things you were talking about earlier with Tyler by letting Bam take it, bring it up, or Caleb bring it up, like kind of put Tyler off the ball?
I do.
And try, right? Because I'm like, why are they bringing the ball up? And I'm like, they're trying to get some looks for Tyler. But then it just seems like it's weird to me. Like, you specialize, like the Heat run the zone better than anybody, right? Mm-hmm. But when other teams run their half-ass zone against them, they just pass it around the outside, and it's like kryptonite against them. And I'm amazed at how a team who runs the zone so well, when the zone gets against them, they act like they never play basketball at times.
Yeah, I mean, look, I think the thing about the zone, it's less about the scheme, and you'll hear Erik Spoelstra say this, but I believe it very much too. It's less about the scheme and more about the flow. So what do I mean by that? So when Miami goes to their zone, it's really, they're guarding man to man within their principles of who's in that space to guard. But it's really when, as an example, when I'm a point guard and I'm pushing the ball up the floor, if I can tell right away if the team is in a man-to-man or a zone. If they're in a man-to-man and we're in a good offensive rhythm, I'm passing and cutting, and I know exactly how to get everybody activated, involved. If I see the zone after it's been man, I slow down, I pull the ball back, I get us organized, and then we look to attack.
More passive offense.
It takes time. That takes time. Mm-hmm. It also slows the momentum down. It forces different thought process. Guys have to get organized and get into positions, get a little too perimeter oriented, to your point, where maybe they're not driving into the paint. And that's where the zone, I think, can be very effective, because it's almost like a rhythm changer. And with the length that they put out there, they'll put a Caleb or a Haywood Highsmith or Delon Wright on the perimeter, who can guard a lot of space with long arms, and then they'll have Bam, who can be a multi-dimensional guy in the back end of the zone. It makes it really effective.
Talking to John Crotty, you guys can watch him and Erik Reed tonight. Bally Sports Sun, Game 2 of the first round between the Boston Celtics and Miami Heat. 7 o'clock is your tip-off. 6:30 is when their coverage gets going. You, of course, can hear that here also on WQAM. John, Jaime Jaquez, he looks like he's busted through this rookie wall.
Yeah.
And especially like since the play-ins have started, he looks like just moment hasn't been too big for him. What have been your impressions of Jaime?
I'm really impressed with the way he played in that first playoff game. I was keeping a close eye on him, obviously being a rookie, and I don't know if you can recall, but the first possession he came out of the gate, and they just were very physical with him. He kind of fumbled the ball, had like a turnover, and ran back, and I was like, uh-oh, and this is like what you're not. The level of intensity is so much higher in a playoff game, and everyone really knows what you're going to do. That you're very well scouted. It's not uncommon for there to be a play call and the defense actually run to the spot where you're going as an offensive player, because they know it so well. So then it becomes about your will to be able to find a way to execute even when the defense knows what's going on. And he just never quit, man. He just played. He kind of played through the contact. He just continued to play hard. He's unfazed mentally, doesn't let himself get down. Played, really hard-nosed defense when he could, and wind up translating to that in some really positive plays offensively with 16 points on 50% shooting, rebounded. He passed well. He was gutty out there. And he needs to play right now again with the shorthandedness and Jimmy Butler out. And he was an incredibly productive player for 36 minutes.
John, I appreciate the time. Thanks so much.
Thanks, John.
You got it, guys. Go Heat.
There you go. John Crotty. You guys can watch him tonight with Erik Reed on Bally Sports Sun at 6:30. Their coverage gets going tonight. And then we have a 7 o'clock tip from that hellhole TD Garden.
The first question, that's what you went at.
What do you
mean? The code red.
No. Third question.
Like, wait, so can I just say this? First of all, goodbye you, because that is an excellent, message. So I don't bring it up again, right?
Mm-hmm.
But let me ask you a question.
Yes.
You know me. You think I was going to ask him about a code red?
I don't know.
No.
You know what?
This is about Mountain Dew.
You brought up the club yesterday to Danny Green. I was surprised. I was like,
because here's why. Because here's what I like to do with other players that come on and guys that are around the sport, right? I would like to just let you guys know that we're making a big deal about some things that aren't a big deal. And so that's why I brought it up right away. And we had guys who never did anything, right? When I played, me and the offensive lineman would order up a bunch of food and go play cards soon as we landed. And we do that all the way up until the night meeting or whatever, right? You had some guys, when we went to Tampa, right? You could look outside the hotel and they were playing chicken across that highway to get over to Mons Venus, right? So, but to each his own, right? That's all I'm saying. It's not gonna change what they they went to the club, so they ain't ready to play on Wednesday.
Well, listen, if they ball out tonight, if all the young guys ball out tonight, I'm all for going to Han every single game before Boston.
Well, if you get back.
Hashtag horny people only.
So that's why a lot of those questions I ask. I don't ask because it matters to me. I just ask because I know those are the types of things that fans get all excited about. That how you gonna lose a game and then go eat food? How you gonna lose a game and then go out to a club? Right? It's just crazy.
Schmeathan says that Tobin will be playing chicken with an actual chicken.
Hey, we were supposed
to do Magoose.
Hey, we were supposed to do that.
Oh, that's right.
Yeah, we were supposed to do that, Tony. Because he said a fox got in there. So he wouldn't let us go chase.
Well, you know what? Tony's probably sick of the Marlins, so maybe he wants some entertainment.
Yeah, so we go like the Dartboard of Doom, chase some chickens.
Love it. Take a quick break. Get to back into our Cats last night. Incredible game against the Tampa Bay Lightning. Sergei Bobrovsky, save of your life. Back after this. Welcome back, everybody. Welcome back. Tobin and Leroy here with you. Time to get to a little cat talk here, brought to us by our friends over at Celsius. Hockey fans, don't sit this one out when it's game time. Make Celsius a part of your play and get that energy up. Game day is fueled by Celsius Essential Energy Drinks, the official energy drink of
your Florida Panthers.
Well,
this is this is a Citadel favorite.
Yes, it is. Yes, it is. And I got a little cherry green apple. Delicious. Panthers win yesterday. 3-2 in overtime. Carter Verhaeghe had the game winner. Do we have that call, Vlad, from Doug Plagens yesterday? If you need a game winner, the guy you're going to go to is Carter Verhaeghe. And there he was yet again, able to score over that immovable force that is Andrei Vasilevsky.
Chernak up the wall, got the clear. Mikula wrists it back in for the Panthers. That rims around the end wall, near side. Lilleberg trying to poke it away from Chuck, loose out front. Backhand try, and they score. Carter Verhaeghe upstairs, and this one's over. The Panthers win it in overtime. 3-2 the final. Carter Verhaeghe, the game winner.
Money time.
How many straight overtime wins is that?
I believe he has 12.
Oh, can I say this real quick?
What?
When I listen to the hockey game,
yeah,
and listen to Doug Plagens, he is the first guy that the analyst or the side guy, he could just be quiet.
Wow, you telling Billy Lindsay pipe down?
I mean, listen to what? Just listen.
The poor cut, though. I mean, like maybe
Okay,
we
all right, but you know what I'm saying. You know what I'm saying. Like I'm listening to that.
It's a weird cutoff where they just go money time, and then
right.
Might have been the editor.
Maybe he didn't want to. He didn't want to steal like Kachuk Kaching from Goldie. I don't know.
I don't know, but it just sounded like it's just weird, right?
It was a weird cutoff. Cutoff. I might put that on the producer more than I would on Billy Lindsay.
All right.
The game was awesome yesterday. Dude, that 4-minute penalty kill they had to start the third period was terrifying. I was like,
dude, they had a penalty kill where they didn't even shoot. Tampa didn't even get a shot.
I know. It was so, what did they get? 2? I think 2 on that 4 minutes. Impressive.
It is like, if you want to think of the difference between the team that won the President's Cup and the team now, it's that.
Suffocating.
It's not scoring. It's the defensive end where they're just physical. I mean, not even getting shots.
Yeah, and that's a great power play they're going to have to snuff out, and they did it. That's right. It was really, really impressive. This was Paul Maurice on the 4-minute penalty kill in the third period. Here was the Panthers head coach, Paul Maurice.
Well, it's a game changer. You come out early, and then they got 4 minutes, and Bennett's out, and they would use him in a 4-minute penalty kill situation. So if we got a problem, and I know we're going to run Barkov and Reinhart there into more minutes than I want them to play, relative to the rest of the bench. So that's huge, and then I think it's also like the power plays are the last 2 games have been important for us. Scored critical in game 1 and didn't get scored on in game 2, and then I liked our third. I thought it was a place that we kind of came back to form. We generated some things, and so I liked our third period. I think the kill drove that.
Definitely drove it. It was terrified the entire time.
Terrified. Like, I think the power play is the most edge of your seat type of play in sports on both ends.
You're just sweating it out.
And you're just sweating it out because here's the kicker. I saw one time the Panthers went down. They were getting a penalty called on Tampa, and they almost scored and then went on the penalty.
Crazy.
I mean, it's just crazy. Now, question.
Yep.
If they would have scored there, do they still get the penalty? Because once you get the penalty,
question.
Once you get the penalty,
Why do you ask me the most technical hockey questions? Like, I'm not, I like hot. No, I'm not. I'm not Barry Melrose. You ask me like the most nuanced hockey questions, and they all have to do with like the penalty rules. So are you asking if they score on the double minor, does the next minor still count?
No. I'm saying they're holding up the hand for the penalty coming, right? But the Panthers are getting ready to get a power play, but they go down and score before the penalty is called. Do they then go on a power play?
Pass. Just pass.
No, that's a good question.
Because they can score twice.
I think if you, I believe if you do score the penalty, I mean the goal before
maybe they
the penalty,
score. Maybe they put the guy in the box, but they make it 5-5. Pass. Can I pass on this question?
I'm gonna look it up.
That would be crazy to score a goal and then get a power play.
You know what I'm gonna do, dude? I'm gonna send you the number to some NHL analysts, and you can just fire
here's
away.
the question.
Stop asking me these questions.
Why can't I be a
Because
hockey
you ask
fan
me like the
and
most
ask
crazy
real hockey questions?
I know. Why am I the one to answer them? I just want to say Bob time. That's all I want to do.
You're my hockey guy.
What's when?
All right, here you go, Leroy.
I asked the white guys.
Leroy, major match and misconduct penalties are served in their entirety as these are not affected by goals. If the non-offending team scores a goal in the delayed penalty situation, the penalty shot is not taken. The penalized team serves the time instead.
Okay. So that means no.
So you serve the penalty, but it's
the call
not a
is
power
still
play.
enforced and the penalty is served. The ensuing face-off takes place at center ice.
Right. So if they would have scored, then it would have been no power play, but you still get the penalty.
He still gets the penalty.
Right.
It's a 5-on-5.
Yeah.
Which was my guess. But please stop asking.
That wasn't your guess.
That was my guess. It's literally what I said. I'm gonna write a review.
Wait, as a sports talk show, haven't we just educated some folks that didn't know that rule?
I just think some people are just like, these guys don't know hockey, and I hate them.
You're right. I don't know hockey.
That's another guy who doesn't know. I don't know.
Some of you people out there,
like that.
Some of you people out there should admit to not knowing football.
No.
But, right, exactly.
I know football. Xavier
Right.
Worthy. The one thing I do know is that save was awesome yesterday from Sergei Bobrovsky.
Yes.
We get the call one more time from Plagan yesterday. WQAM, Panthers Radio Network. Here was the call from Dougie Fresh.
Give me a second.
Sergei Bobrovsky.
I gotta find all these highlights.
He was there. The goal was empty, and then it wasn't. He's like a cat. Pew! Pouncing over. Gymnastics, all there for him.
Out of the zone, Cirelli, and he's going to take this into the Panthers zone. Has a man trailing in. Let a shot go wide off the end board. Played up front. Stamkos back. And what a save, Bobrovsky! Bobrovsky with the trapper to deny Dumba, the defenseman who was open in front with a yawning cage. Sergei Bobrovsky displaying acrobatics to keep this game tied at 2. The fans here at Amaranth Bank Arena can't believe what they just saw. That display of goaltending and gymnastics from Sergei Bobrovsky.
Absolutely diabolical. How did he come up with that?
Yeah. So that was a great time.
Can I just say something?
Hmm?
Damn you, Twitch.
Why?
So let me read this. We're not here to be educated. Make us a bicycle clown. I'm not here for intelligence. Me. When in doubt about hockey, ask the nearest white guy. Read the toes. Can't ask someone who thought the penalty was named encouragement. Come on, Leroy.
That's true. I did think that.
Hey, what?
Back in the day, I thought the penalty was not encroachment. I thought it was encouragement. Like you're encouraging the offensive line to try and make a move.
Wait,
not
you
encroachment.
thought a defensive penalty was encouragement instead of encroachment.
I thought
Wait, so Vlad,
I was like,
he said it, right? And I go, excuse me?
I thought it was encouragement because you're trying to encourage the offensive line to make a move.
No.
You're trying to trick them.
Dude, so this is a guy I'm getting my hockey information from. But look, I guess I stand corrected. Dummies on Twitch. They don't want to know.
You mean Christian Wilkins and Zach Sealer aren't there with their hand in the dirt going to the center and being like, hey, you're doing a really good job. I just want you to know. 5-yard penalty.
Tobin, they say you lost your white card.
Yeah.
What?
Yeah, because you don't know hockey.
You don't know
And
hockey.
wait,
The brother was asking the white guy about hockey, and the white guy couldn't explain
and
him.
then they said, and then I just disrespected Roy.
Oh
That's true.
yeah,
That's true.
yeah.
That's true.
I love. Yeah, man. It's always great seeing Roy.
That's
the games, covering the games for the. He's probably South Florida's #1 African American hockey fan.
Agreed.
Yeah.
He's got a custom Panthers jersey that has Bellamy on the back.
Well, what's funny is that you remember when he first started telling Lebatard and them guys that he was a hockey fan, they started what?
Wait a minute. Hold on, Leroy. Tobin asks, I've been told that Tobin asked the same question last season during the Toronto series.
Who said that?
No, somebody who was your producer.
I don't remember that.
So, yeah. You've
Oh.
asked the same question.
No, Leroy asked the same question. I didn't ask that question.
And I probably asked it again.
Leroy
You didn't answer it then.
Stop asking me questions about hockey that are so hard.
Sorry.
You're like, what's the fourth tiebreaker, Tobin, on the standings in the Eastern Conference if it all is a tie at points? I'm like, leave me alone. Can I just say one thing, though?
What?
How great is it for you, who annihilated Sergei Bobrovsky? You wanted him out of town.
Wait.
How great is it? Let me finish my point.
Finish your point. Because
how great is it that a guy who everybody wanted, who people were mad at me because I was talking to the guy. How great is it that this man has Bob? The crowd is going crazy. He's the most popular Panther there is right now.
Correct.
Yes. Sergei Bobrovsky has gone from payroll bandit to getting his job taken by a teenager to now he's the most important, most popular Panther. Who has an arc like that in their fandom?
Here's the deal. First of all, stop your lying.
That's not true.
All I did was take advantage of what was going on. And here's what was going on.
You roasted him.
Dude was giving up 4 goals a game. I called him 4-goal Bob, and I bet it. And I made a killing the whole season. So don't tell me that what I was doing was roasting him. I was making money.
You were roasting him, dude.
Was I not making money?
You were roasting. You said, give me anybody. Give me Drieger. Give me anybody but this guy. Give me Alex Lyon.
Who was the first person to say, oh, he's not that guy?
Huh?
I'm saying, no, he ain't 4-goal Bob no more.
You weren't the first guy. I was the first guy. I was standing by him when you guys were
standing by him beforehand, tell him, even when he was 4-goal Bob. We don't count you. I'm saying this from my perspective, is that when he was better, right? You haven't heard me say that one time in 2 years.
Stunt Steve says, love this from Leroy, his spin. That's the Tobin in him.
What?
You're pulling a Tobin.
No, I'm not.
What?
When was the last time I said something negative about Bob?
Well, he's had an amazing year. And he's been good since the playoff started last year.
Wait. So I'm not like Marcos when Clay scored 28.
Oh, he was a deflector on that one.
Right. That's what I'm saying.
Well, he won at the end.
No, but it is cool. Everybody wanted this guy out of town. Not just Leroy.
Yes.
And now he is so beloved. Yes. But the thing that's crazy about it is he didn't come here as a young guy. And now it's like we're going into his twilight years as a hockey player. Who knows? Goalies can play forever. But we're going into this mid-30s for Bob, and he's never been more popular. But when he first got here, everybody was crushing him. And I remember Paul Maurice was telling Joe, he's like, hey, it really bothered him. So to go from that to this is pretty incredible. It's a great story.
It's a testament to his strength and to his work ethic that he just kept his head down and stayed focused.
But people were calling that, to be honest with you, though, if that contract wasn't the contract that he had, and Bob has the most no trade, no move ever. He goes, he's
so wait. So wait. Let me ask you a question.
Yeah.
Okay. And this is in fairness to me with what I was saying at the time, right? If he didn't have the no trade clause, would he still be on this team?
Probably not.
Okay. So while you may question some of the things that I was saying, and I was basically using it for gambling purposes only, 4-goal Bob. Right?
You like roasting him.
4-goal Bob, right?
You were having fun with the pot shots.
Okay, yes. Okay. I'm not the only one who was thinking that. And kudos to him for turning it around and now being the reason why the Panthers have a chance to win the Stanley Cup.
But he's loved. Like everybody loves this guy.
That's sports, dude. Guess what? Wait a minute. You see how I'm loved in Cleveland.
Yep.
They wanted my ass gone too.
Wow, really?
Yes.
Is that why they drafted Tommy Vardell?
Yep. It's called life. It's called life.
Bob wasn't going anywhere. He's like, I love
Right.
this on the water.
I didn't have first look. You know the first thing they did after they drafted Tommy Vardell? Come to me and got some of their money back.
Ugh.
Right. So, like, yeah, that's life, the life of sports. You playing bad? Eat it. Play better. There's no, like, if I'm saying, hey, you playing bad, what that got to do with me liking or disliking you? Dude, you're giving up 4 goals a game.
Feel like when I do this,
and now when he's
be
not,
honest with you, if I'm gonna be honest with you though, like I feel like when I do that to players, you get on me for saying I'm too tough.
because you do it differently.
How do I do it different, dude? You roasted him. You called him 4 goal
Let me
Bob.
explain something to you. Because a lot of your comments about players is something they did, how they said something. It's not about the play. My comments are always about the damn play. Because I am at least like, guess what? I won't criticize a guy for going to the club.
Bob's not going to the club.
No, but I'm just saying, in general.
He's Papa Bob now.
Right? In general, you were commenting on them going to Hahn. Right? No.
Some would say Papa Bob is a different Bob since he's become a father.
Really?
Mm-hmm.
So then shouldn't Tyler be twice as good?
Good point. That's a good point, Leroy.
Hey, that's your fault. That's your fault.
You ran right into that one, boy.
Beep, beep.
Take a quick break. Back after this. made my in-break entertainment just watching this Bill Haney Floyd Mayweather argument. It's good.
Hello, Jennifer.
Oh, hello, Jennifer.
How do you get a shirt? I've never seen one of those shirts.
Hey. Well, it's
I took one of
actually
those.
new.
Oh, is it?
You want me to get you one, Leroy?
Yeah.
I'll get you one.
Okay.
I need one of those.
I'll sneak by promotions. I'll do a 5-finger discount.
It goes with one of my J's.
What's today? Oh, it's Wednesday. Nobody.
Hey, should I send the eye doctor a free T-shirt?
No.
No.
I think that'd be funny.
No.
What about a Dart of Doom?
Send it. You know what?
Doesn't deserve free stuff.
No, you just send her one that's either extra, extra, extra small or extra, extra, extra big. Just like your service. It didn't fit.
Hey, Reggie Bush got his Heisman back.
Good for him.
He did?
20 years.
Yeah. Heisman Trophy gets returned to Reggie Bush after 14 years.
Yeah. Okay. Like you saw, you look like clowns. And meanwhile, how you gonna take the Heisman? Wait, how you gonna take the Heisman Trophy away from Reggie Bush? Yet the head coach can go and win Super Bowls and not feel nothing.
Yep, it's true.
The
Good
hell
job,
out of
JFig.
here. That NIL. Yeah.
Hey,
So now
man,
you
these
gonna-
NFL streets are kind of quiet.
Question. Now, the true test is whether he's in the Heisman house.
For the commercials?
Yeah.
Absolutely.
Hell yes.
They're gonna have him and Caleb together.
Hell
They'll
yes.
paint toenails and
Well, they got him,
fingernails.
Caleb. They got the quarterback.
They got Teebs.
Brian,
Yeah, they
who
got
was that?
Tebow. They got RG3.
No,
they got
I'm talking about
Baker.
just USC.
Oh, USC. Well, I mean, you
Ryan,
know.
what's his name? Ryan.
You thinking of?
Who's the quarterback that played for Cincinnati?
Liner.
Liner.
For Arizona.
Yeah.
Yeah, Carson Palmer. Did Carson
Palmer?
Yeah, he did. He won one.
Yeah.
Personally, I'm thrilled to reunite with my fellow Heisman winners and be part of the storied legacy of the Heisman Trophy. And I'm honored to return to the Heisman family. I also look forward to working together with the Heisman Trust to advance the values and missions of the organization.
One
Yeah,
Trojan
get your money.
Gets his Heisman. Okay.
That's it.
Thank you, Toby.
Was this Johnny Manziel? Did he do this? Because didn't Johnny Manziel say he?
Yeah, it was Manziel. He was
wasn't-
spearheading this.
He wasn't going to vote until Reggie Bush got his Heisman back.
He was spearheading this. Plus, if you really think about it, guys, all the stuff that these guys get in trouble for after the fact is now allowed. It's legal now.
Yeah, it's
Right.
stupid. It's stupid
Right,
that he was, that.
So he was getting
never
paid.
lost it. Yeah.
Who doesn't get paid?
But wait, you can't have wait. You can't have a Heisman Trophy winner tell a story of millions and millions of dollars.
Oh, and that one, that particular one.
Yeah.
Johnny
And
Manziel.
then say we're not gonna give Reggie his Heisman back.
It said Johnny Manziel tweeted out after this happened. Thank you, Heisman Trophy, for doing what was right and welcoming a storied member of our history back into the fold. There are many voices throughout the process that stood on the table for Reggie simply because of the kind of human being he is. I look forward to being on that stage with you this December, Reggie Bush. You deserve it.
Reggie did get a bad rap early in his career.
Even during the thing is that
He's a good Dolphin.
for some reason,
Very good.
dude had 1,100, 1,200 yards, total yards every year, and everybody called him a failure.
Because everybody wanted high.
He was so good in college.
Leroy.
Oh
Leroy.
my God.
He was literally no, Leroy. He was literally a video game. Like the moves that he was doing were the moves that you do in Madden or in college NCAA.
Keep in mind
Video
that he came in when everybody had kind of the big running back, and they found and offenses had a hard time trying to figure out how to use it. Now they would have no problem.
Oh yeah, he would be killing
Right.
in
But that's my
NFL.
point.
Mike McDaniel with Reggie Bush.
Oh
Right.
God! What about
But you
Sean
see what I'm
Payton?
saying? You see what I'm saying? So he did. Was he with Sean Payton?
No. I'm sorry. Shanahan.
Shanahan.
Kyle
Right.
Shanahan.
But
If
you
he was with
understand
Shanahan.
what I'm saying? Like right now, Reggie Bush could be Reggie Bush. But back then, you couldn't figure out whether he was a wide receiver, whether he was a running back. They wanted to call him a position when now they're just calling him a football player. Because like Deebo Samuel, right? Could you imagine Reggie Bush as Debo Samuel?
His best rushing year for anybody was with the Dolphins in
Like
2011.
1,200?
Just under 1,100, but he had like a total of 1,400 that year between them.
So keep in mind, and that was kind of everybody's like, oh, they force feeding him at running back. Just play like now we're so readily easy. It's so easy to accept somebody as a football player and find ways to get him the football than before, where you plugged him into your offense and didn't build the offense around him.
2005 Reggie Bush, 13 games, 1,700 rushing yards, 16 touchdowns, receiving 478.
And he had moments.
2 touchdowns.
And moments.
I don't think it was
right.
The Fresno State game, like he had moments. He had right. And that's the other thing about winning those Heisman or winning any type of individual award is the moments, like people that stand out that people will always can go back to. And that Fresno State game, it didn't matter if you were watching it late night.
That game too between him and Vince Young. Oh my god.
Oh yeah, but that was the dumb Pete Carroll game.
Yeah.
That was just Pete Carroll just just setting up for future failures and big moments.
I think Vince Young would have been good if he didn't have that bum Jeff Fisher as a coach.
I just think like
Stop
we
going to
are
bars and getting
here.
that
Well,
Here's another thing, right? Back then, right? People were reluctant to have a quarterback that was athletic. And now it's damn near a requirement.
Yeah.
You think he'll rock right now? You think he'll be
Vince Young
succeed right now in this current NFL? Because that's a lot of times. If you
here's the thing that would caution you to all those guys. Because I say the thing about Vince Young is, dude got ran out of the league with a winning record.
I know.
Go look at some of the quarterbacks that still playing quarterback and are 15 games under 500. So he ended his professional career with a winning record. I have a hard time believing that wouldn't be able to play today. But here's the difference. With that athletic ability, the only thing that you could judge him on is his decision making, right? Because guess what? Jameis Winston is talented. Jameis Winston can throw the hell out of the football, but he throw it to everybody.
Yep.
You know, the world's, he gonna go down in history as what? The world's first 30 for 30. 30 touchdowns, 30 picks. It ain't happening no more because ain't no quarterback gonna play that long to get 30 picks in the season.
You hungry?
Yeah. But that's what I'm saying. That's what I'm saying. So, like, we look at players, like we talk about some of the players that played back then, right? Like now, if Matt Leinart came out now or Carson Palmer came out now, we would be like, shooing them like all he is a pocket passer.
Oh, did you see the
right?
the latest on Caleb Williams, the scout who came out on him?
What did he say?
We gotta take a break. I'll get you the
I love when you do that.
Can I ask you a favor?
It's wonderful.
Can I ask you a favor? You are my boy.
Yep.
Right? I'm your boy. Why you always tease me on the radio show?
That's the fun of it. If I can't tease you, I can't tease the audience.
No. You tease the audience. You give your boy a heads up.
Nah, it's no fun like that.
He gave you technically a heads up on rundowns.
Yeah, technically, if you
Every
read the
single day.
rundown, it would be there, but you don't
Is
want
it on the rundown?
It's always on the rundown.
No, don't read it anymore. Don't read it.
On the rundown.
Don't read it.
I'm sorry, my bad. I had looked at that rundown in 7 years.
-1.
A ship.
Oh! It is time, ladies and gentlemen, to play our favorite Wednesday game, Rats Off a Ship. JFig will give us some topics. We'll tell you whether or not we're staying on the boat or getting our ass out of there. Getting our rat ass out of there. The Rats were on the ice last night for the Florida Panthers. I know that much. Awesome win in overtime for the Cats. JFig, you're older, wiser now. This is your first Rats Off a Ship at a new age.
Yeah, happy birthday again.
Thank you. I love the pressure.
Yep.
Yeah, no stress.
No stress.
You're just getting older.
No fuss, no muss.
Love it.
What do we
That's
have
great.
today for Rats Off a Ship today, JFig?
Well, let's first start off with some fun. How about buying a flamethrower robot dog?
Excuse me?
Exactly. You didn't know what that means, but there's a
Hey,
visual for this.
So Tobin will want one.
Yeah.
Can you show?
Of course. How does this look?
Wow. That thing looks awesome.
Wait a minute. Wasn't he an extra in
Doesn't this look like something in a movie?
Star
yes,
Wars.
Will Smith.
And also
Oh.
Will Smith, yes.
Was it
I am
iRobot?
Legend. I am Legend.
I Am Legend. I Am Legend. Yeah.
I thought he had a real dog in I Am Legend.
I don't know.
He
Well,
had a
this
real
one-
dog.
He had a real one, but I'm just saying that looks like I Am Legend type stuff.
Hey, no. First of all, Tobin. No, you can't have that.
Why not?
Yeah, you're not good with
You
fire.
see the flame coming out of there? You burn down all.
Close set.
of- no, that's not a closed set.
That's
dude.
not a close. That is
No.
dangerous setting right there.
Wow.
Dude, look. Oh my goodness.
This Ohio-based firm says that the robot cost $9,420. Pretty good deal if you ask me. How much does a Tesla cost? Now I got a dog that can shoot fire?
You're comparing this to a Tesla?
Wow. Oh, it can be operated by Wi-Fi or Bluetooth.
Oh, even better because we love the internet.
Wait, no, because here's the
We
deal.
love
Here's the deal.
Technology.
Here's the deal. Tobin accidentally burned down a neighbor's house and I got hacked.
Yeah, sorry.
I can hear that. I got hacked.
Wow. I'm not Rats Off a Ship on this dog. I like
Of
it.
course we're not.
Seems
I'm
like great
rats
fun.
off a ship. for the
Why?
simple- Why?
Rats Off a Ship.
Because can I just say something? I'm gonna say this as gently as I can say it. Right? Intangibles love crap like this, right? And something always happens. Something bad always happens.
Ooh, it has a laser
Yeah.
scope.
Just like every movie,
Right.
every series, nothing ever goes well.
Nothing ever goes well when somebody try to build something at home.
Yeah.
How
I'm
many of these
super
you
rats
think
off
they'll
the ship.
sell?
Ooh, it says that the throw flame can be used for wildfire control and prevention, entertainment shows, or even clearing snow from your driveway. Never have to plow again if you live up north.
That's not true.
What do you mean?
Because hey, I don't know if you're familiar with snow. Okay.
In a while.
But if you burn snow like that and melt it,
Mhm.
it'll freeze, and then you have a slip and slide for a
No, I
driveway.
think this is so hot, like it'll evaporate.
No.
Dude,
Oh my God!
it would. I
Dude!
think you're so wrong on this.
Dude, if you melt snow too quick, it'll freeze, and then you'll have ice. Oh my goodness. They done
He's
sold
right,
you.
bro. Take it from the guy that lived up north and had to deal with
He
these
never had a flame-throwing dog.
Dude, okay. Go ahead. Get your one. Get your one.
Go fund me for it first.
You know what?
No.
I gotta get my,
Go-
re- I
go,
gotta
you
get my
should-
refund.
No, I'm not.
Yeah, that's what I'm
you
saying.
know, people should not go fund for stupid.
Don't get
People
the
should not
refund.
go fund for stupid.
Wait, no, hold on. You
maybe
should
it's-
take that dog to Target with them.
Maybe it's like the first iPhone. Like I should wait for the kinks to get out, and then I'll get it
I
once
think-
they really
yeah.
square it away.
Well,
I'm
technically,
more
if
sell it
than
at
sure they're not
Target.
going to be a flame dog too.
if it's $9,500 to purchase, if anything happens to it, it's going to cost you a lot to fix.
That's fair.
But they're gonna say
You can't neuter that dog.
You're gonna have to send it back.
I wonder, like, what do you think it's in there? You think it's like gunpowder? Do you think it's like gasoline? Like, I wonder what the flame comes from. Like, how is it fueled?
Oh, to mess with you. Wouldn't it be something if you had to put Tito's in there?
Oh, you know somebody's gonna put. You know,
It's gonna be fueled by Mentos and Coke
and soda and Coke. Yeah, but that's not fire.
I know.
That's just
we're missing one more ingredient.
I think it looks pretty cool. I think I want it.
No.
Looks like something you would have in the Sharper Image catalog.
No, that's
or
too
when you're in the
dangerous.
airplane.
Oh
they have
yeah.
the little
Oh, in your
magazine.
in the airport.
Exactly, dude. Exactly.
No.
JFig, where are your rats with flame-throwing dog?
They're super rats off a ship, okay? I can't even get behind electronic cars. No, rats off a ship.
Vlad?
Wait,
I'm rats off his shit, bro.
you know, wait.
Rats off.
JFig,
Yes.
you might be the first person in the history of cars to call it an electronic car.
Whatever. Electric car.
Did you say
Same
electronic
thing.
cars?
She said electronic car.
Same thing.
No, it's not.
Older and wiser, guys.
No, it's not.
You're
Smarter.
syllable quibbling.
You made it sound like you could put it. She made it sound like you could just plug up a couple of
You
8
could plug
batteries
up
to
a car. What do you mean? That's basically what you're
wonder-
doing to a Tesla.
Yeah, I wonder if this is rechargeable batteries or if it takes like a few double A's.
No, dude, if it's shooting fire,
At
it's
least
got a
double Ds.
battery pack.
Interesting.
How big is the dog? It's
Yes,
hard to
it
tell
is.
with that
Pretty
big ass
big to me.
flame.
Yeah, give me the picture again, JFig.
No. Kidding.
It's,
I could fit in my trunk.
dude,
Are you sure if it's in your
Wait.
trunk? You have a bunch of props.
wait,
in there.
wait. If Tobin in that hat
I would not trust him.
were to come and pull out that dog in any area, you clear in the park, dude.
Site currently unavailable. Man, that must be in high demand.
No, yeah, by the FBI.
Damn.
You can't sell war dogs on TV. Or you can't sell war dogs online.
I definitely
Think
feel like if I
Elon's
was,
behind us.
I definitely feel like later when I'm watching like Kane's Boston College, like there's gonna be a 60-second infomercial for this in the timeout. All right, moving on from our Irish potato peeler, we got ourselves flame-throwing dog.
Yeah,
You
but
buy one, you get two.
I want to get to. Why
Buy
do they
one
have
and
an
get
accent?
buy one and get flamethrowing chicken.
Leroy, you should get it for the dog pound, bro.
Huh?
After they score a touchdown, they could,
Dude, no.
Does it come with free shipping?
I don't know. The
I would
site's
hope
down.
so.
The
The
site's
site
down.
is down because guess what?
the dog blew up the site.
No,
It says from the
the
info-
government is checking on this.
Yeah,
I don't like
actually, JFig, it says free 2 to 5 day delivery for orders over $1,000 on throwflame.com. So you do
No.
actually get free delivery.
What?
I'm not making that up.
I mean, if they're taking $1,000,
I want a
away
screenshot
from
of
you, that's
this.
the
Oh,
least
wait.
they can do.
There's no way. Hey, jackass, the dog costs $9,000.
How much do those heat flamethrowers cost before the game for the heat games?
Well, they just have those and they just
Let's call
wheel them
game
out.
ops.
Now that's a controlled environment.
Why don't you get a dog and just take
Yeah,
one
but
of those?
exactly. Like Dave
No.
South says, tell Heat Game Ops to get 2 of those for the home game.
Yeah.
You get a
No.
couple of those dogs. I mean, now we're adding to the show, right?
Dude,
Because
somebody
we got
gets
that
fired.
dog in us.
I'm gonna ask
You know-
people from the Heat how much that costs to operate those flamethrowers. I think I got them a bargain.
Sexy Sauce, that's a good question. Does it come with a fire extinguisher?
That's a very good question.
No, just or the fire department because Tobin, Tobin, this is how it's gonna go, right?
Oh, the wife is gonna
Let
see
me
it.
say out here. Tommy, come see this. Come see what Daddy got. Right? He go out in the backyard. He's really look at that. And Tommy gonna be like, Daddy, let's get that tree.
Does it
Right?
catch
Then
iguanas?
they gonna start burning stuff.
Tell you, you won't have iguanas being a
Hold
problem
on.
anymore.
I got one better than you. It's gonna be one of the Tobin YouTube drops after a game, after either a Heat playoff game or a Panther playoff game, and if they win, Oh, the fire. The dog
goes,
is just shooting fire out of the roof. What you say, Fido? Fire again. That's gonna be Tobin. But if they lose, make sure Tobin doesn't have any alcohol near him and
It'll
drinking
come up
and anything
behind
like
him.
that. Yeah, that's not gonna be good.
Man, I'm watching the commercial.
He
for
really
it right
loved
now.
this, by the way, guys. He's
I
really
need you to
studying.
get off the internet immediately.
Look at it. He's so adorable too. The way he goes, he prances on his little feet. I gotta get
Adorable.
you guys this video. Can we run this, JFig?
No, we're not doing advertising for something that probably the FBI
Something that I don't want people to own.
Why not? Oh! It's reeling back. Oh!
Can you share your screen or something?
What would
What's
you
going
call that
on?
dog? What would you call the dog? Baby Tyler?
I call him Bernie.
Bernie.
Oh man, what's give us one more, JFig. What else we got?
All right. Have you heard of Caleb Williams and his red flags?
I've heard of Caleb Williams. I'm not aware of his red flag. I mean, I've seen some dumb stuff that they've red flagged. What are they red flagging, JFig?
Well, an anonymous scout says,
Anonymous scout.
yeah, you just lost a game in the middle of your bleeping season, and it was like your third loss in a Pac-12. And you went hugging on mommy and crying in mommy's arms, and it.
I like the scout.
Oh, they froze JFig.
Oh no!
Oh no!
Oh no! She just
lost her.
We lost. Her.
So this guy. Let me get the just see if I can get the gist.
Let's see if I get the rest of the quote for you here.
This guy is complaining that somebody cried because they lost.
He said, yeah, he said you went hugging on your mommy and crying in mommy's arms. It just seemed really weak and nuts. Raw emotion is great, but the Caleb thing, that was ridiculous to me. That threw up major red flags, and I will tell you, he scares the bleep out of me and a lot of NFL teams too.
Hey, she's back.
The book on him is he's just kind of a weird kid. One GM told me it's like if Prince played quarterback.
Right.
With
Chapless.
Wait, can I say this?
Yeah, Chapless? Is that what they say?
I'm gonna say this. Okay, and I mean this in a good way. Kyrie Irving is still getting paid to play basketball. Is there anybody in the last 5 years that we considered weirder?
I mean, he just thinks But
whatever. Like, okay, so we're nitpicking. You see what I'm saying?
I've never seen
He
Kyrie
can still play
cry.
basketball.
I've never seen Kyrie cry though.
Joel Embiid.
Joel Embiid's a crier.
He's a crier.
Okay. You think there's you think nobody say, oh, I don't want him because he cries? Like, first of all, let's I love the way we
Is it just me,
celebrate.
or are you guys frozen again? What's going
I
on?
love the way we celebrate emotions in sports, but pick and choose which ones we celebrate.
Of course.
Yeah,
that's
for
us.
sure.
It's all marriages.
Like, come on, stop. If a person's emotional, he's emotional, both good and bad, right? Like, I never for the life of me, as an athlete, could figure out why a person would cry over something they worked so hard to get, right? This was the intention, right? You go to the Super Bowl. You trying to win the Super Bowl, right? You do everything you can to win the Super Bowl. You win the Super Bowl, then you cry? You should be happy.
Happy
But
tears.
I don't think anything less of him.
Not
Right?
crying shaming.
I mean, didn't you get emotional when you got married? I mean, was that the plan? You got married, you find the love of your life, you get married and everything. Why are you crying about it on your wedding day?
I ain't cry.
But I'm just saying people do. Right? People cry on their wedding day. Don't
Hey,
they?
I'm gonna tell you when they almost got me.
Oh, they almost got you though.
They almost got me when my daughter was born.
Okay. Well, let me say that. Let me ask you this. Let me ask you this. You worked to have a child, didn't you?
Yeah, but I'm just saying. I had to pinch myself in the thigh because so I could man up. Everyone's crying in front of all these damn people.
But I get it though. But
I know. But I don't care. That's not going to affect. Like, you got a Heisman Trophy winner in 2 years of football. and you as a scout are evaluating him based on him crying after a game.
You got to lead men. They don't want no cry leading men.
What?
Like the same way,
Really?
same way you don't want.
How about if your coach cry? Because the year old boy cried, Dick Vermeil cried, they won the Super Bowl.
Depends.
He's old. The old always cry.
No,
if you're old, you're gonna cry.
The old cry, but he was a crier.
He was
but
a
he's
cry.
old. I give
He
him.
was a cry. He cried when he left Philadelphia. He cried. Come on.
He's a crier. But when he won the Super Bowl, he was like a great grandfather by that time. Let him cry.
We'll take a quick break. Final hour coming up after this. All right, welcome back. It's Tobin and Leroy back with you here, 560 WQAM. Game 2 tonight. Hear that right here on the 560. 545 is your preheat with Solana, Tommy Tig. Get to our headlines. Brought to you by the new Palmetto Ford Truck Supercenter. Why buy your truck at a car store? Palmetto Ford.
We know trucks.
The Heat, we'll get to some sound here from them as they had practice yesterday. Panthers did beat the Lightning yesterday, 3-2 in overtime. They have a 2-0 series lead. Carter Verhaeghe with the game winner. Sam Bennett, who's dealing with an injury right now, and Vladimir Tarasenko, they each scored. Lightning would tie it up. Bob did have the greatest save you'll ever see. We've been drooling over it all day. Miami Marlins were shut out again by the Braves. They'll attempt to score their first run in that series tonight at 7:20.
Not even win. Just score.
Just score. Just score, dude. And then tonight, in addition to the Heat, you have game 2 between New Orleans and Oklahoma City at 9:30. OKC has a 1-0 series lead there. Last night, the Mavericks, they tied up their series with the Clippers. Pacers tied up their series with the Bucks. Pascal Siakam with a big game, and the Timberwolves take a 2-0 lead on the Suns, winning 105-93. But flipping it back here to the Heat, Leroy, tonight, we were talking a little bit about it with John, but I feel like tonight, Tyler Herro, definitely all eyes on him for the Heat fan tonight. Everybody is seeing how will Tyler Herro respond. John was mentioning that probably the biggest part of Boston's game plan was to take Tyler Herro out of his comfort zone. They did a very good job of that. But Spo saying that everybody's got to be better on offense, not just boy wonder. Here was Spo yesterday at practice.
He's doing everything he needs to do. We need to, get a little bit more intentional in our actions, to try to shake him free. They're a very good defense. So there is a balance of shaking him free, getting him into his strength zones, and then, doing it too much where you're falling into that Venus flytrap, but we'll continue to work to be better at it. We have to be better all across the board. It's not just Tyler. It's all the other intentionality aspects of our offense to be able to shake free guys, get open looks, get to our strengths more consistently. They got us out of our strengths, last game, and you have to credit them for that.
Jerry says we got ourselves a new Spo metaphor. Yep, new Spoism. You got to avoid the Venus flytrap.
That sounds like a Riley.
Intentionality.
I don't know, man. I think he's making up his own at this point. I think Riley maybe gives you the metaphor training wheels, and that Spo kind of has just rode with his own.
You best believe when I heard intentionality, I wouldn't look that up.
A lot of talk about the zone and that scheme, and he says it cannot be scheme that saves the Miami Heat defensively. No scheme is gonna just win us just based on scheme.
No, we have to do a better job. I mean, we've never been just a only protect the paint rim at all costs. This is more dynamic than what you typically see because of the number of guys that can hurt you from behind the three-point line. So it always just goes back to your fundamentals and wrapping your mind around doing difficult things. And that's where we've always been at our best. It's more of a mentality. It's a mindset. There will be, some things, schemes throughout the course of the game, but schemes can't save you. You're going to have to get to guys. You're going to have to make multiple efforts. Going to have to do things that are necessary that you might not have to do in a normal regular season game against other teams. That's the way it is, and that's the challenge. And our guys are up for it, and it's a matter of just getting to the game and doing it.
Man, schemes can't save you. It's kind of goosies.
No, it's not. It sounds like terrifying.
Nah, it doesn't.
He basically said
he's saying
you know what that's saying when you say scheme can't do nothing for you.
You
can lead a horse to water, but you can't make him drink.
That's not what I think at all. That's not.
I can put the guys in the right position, but at some point they gotta perform and they gotta compete.
Of course, the horse has to run the race, Leroy. You can't just have the horse. You could train the horse all you want, but once the gates open, the horse has to go do its business, has to have the effort to go win the race.
You're literally saying the same thing.
You are a piece of work.
You were saying some dumb thing like you can't.
So you agree with Leroy?
Yeah, so you agree with me.
Same,
No, because you're talking about drinking water. I'm talking about competition.
It's the same thing. You're literally just saying it in
It's literally
different
not the
words.
So
It's
my
not.
horse is
Yeah,
quenching his
it
thirst, and your horse is
You have a
running.
lazy horse. That's what you have. A lazy, hydrated horse. My horse has a salt lick and is ready to go.
Your horse is kind of blind.
Right now it is. Yeah.
Yeah, okay.
Blind is on though. We're not thinking about game one. It's behind us.
Well,
Right?
I mean, he's blinded by the dog you have shooting fire at him.
That's how I want Tyler Herro shooting tonight, like a flame-throwing dog.
Actually, you know where I've seen it before, now that I recall? When I was younger, I used to watch a lot of Jimmy Neutron. Jimmy Neutron had that dog.
That's a hot dog.
I'm that probably
Whoa. We can't just let him get away with that.
You're laughing. I got away with it.
No, it was terrible.
lines up. Like
You laugh.
some kid watches something on television. He goes, "I'm going to make that one day."
That's why it seems so familiar to me.
I don't understand how somebody's contribution to society is a flame shooting dog.
I think it's a great contribution to society.
I don't like it.
Here's
We can't have nice things, okay?
This is all things code red. Here's Erik Spoelstra being asked about that dumb Scalabrine saying that the Heat's head coach ordered the code red on Jason Tatum with Caleb Martin.
So maybe it was the extra day that people needed a story, but there's been a lot of talk about the foul for Caleb on Jason. What was your viewpoint of that foul? Did it look like a regular foul? Was there anything more than that in your eyes?
No, and I don't even think it's worth addressing. I get it. Everybody gets emotional. You ask fans on one side how they view the play. You've asked fans on our side, how they view the play, and you're going to get two totally different viewpoints on that. That's the playoffs. That's the fun part also for fan bases. It was an irrational assessment on our view of what actually happened, and the players are fine. None of that is good. All the outside, noise or anything like that is not going to decide the series or the game. This is good, clean, tough, physical playoff basketball, and it always has been with Boston and us. It's not going over the top. The league doesn't need to look into anything more on either side, put extra eyes on it. This is just tough, competitive basketball. This is what everybody wants. This is what the fans want, the players want, teams want, and even the league. They want this level of competition, that they're seeing.
So the league wants the code red?
You're the worst. You're the worst.
If you were going to code red, I'm not code redding with Caleb Martin anyway. I'm going to find somebody else to code red for me.
You don't have
but who on the Heat can code red?
Thomas Bryant can code
No,
red.
he can't, man.
Dude, have you seen Thomas Bryant?
I have.
That dude is wild when the Heat are up 20 in a blowout.
Yeah,
you send that guy
right
to code
when they're
red.
up 20 in a blowout.
But I don't need him to go get buckets. All I need him to do is go take somebody out. He could do it.
He doesn't have it now.
Nah, I think he does. I think you're sleeping.
Well, I'm taking a good sleep on Thomas Bryant.
If Thomas Bryant comes in like a bowl in a china shop, you better watch out. That's who the code red is. Caleb Martin's not ordering the code. Caleb Martin is not a code red type of guy. Ridiculous. Here was Caleb Martin talking about he's not trying to hurt anybody. Silly.
I mean, anybody who knows me, I'm not. I don't feel the need to try to take out guys in order to beat. In order to beat somebody. I like to. Obviously, I like to. The first thing I did is turn around and check if he was okay. If I was trying to take somebody out, I'd have just kept walking away. And that's just not who I am. It's the playoffs. Hard fouls happen all the time, and if the roles are switched, I don't think anybody would have been calling it a code red. So that just happened, and if anybody watches it, I clearly got pushed into him. I was going for a putback dunk, and the push changed the trajectory, and it's just this stuff just happens. Guys are playing full speed, and things happen. So I never try to hurt somebody.
What he's telling you, Scalabrine, is quit whining, dude. Bunch of babies out there. You think you could just take your victory and move on, but nope. Their head's in the wrong place, which is why they're going to lose tonight. Why the Heat are about to take this home court advantage tonight. Game 2, 7 o'clock tip off.
Can I ask you a question?
Yeah.
What happens differently in this game?
Lots of things, dude.
No,
lots of things. First of all, we got Tyler Herro, big time bounce. Big time bounce back game, gonna hit a ton of threes. Second of all, Sam Hauser not gonna be a factor. All right, he's not gonna be a factor. Why would you ask?
Making Leroy punch himself.
Why would you ask?
Because we were talking basketball. We were getting ready for game 2. And so I wanted to have a good conversation about the game.
Great.
And then I went and I forgot. And so I punched myself in the face because I forgot I was asking Wild Heat Coyote. And
so what? So you don't think they have any chance tonight?
No, I didn't.
Sounds like
I was basically asking you, okay, what needs to happen differently for the Heat to win tonight?
I give them a 3% chance.
I was explaining what it was, but I was explaining that. So, like, how is it? Like, what was I doing that was wrong?
No, because here's how you started. Sam Hauser ain't gonna do that again, and that's not like that because they have 12 guys who shoot threes.
Not true.
Dude,
Not true.
how many guys?
I got like 6.
No, 8 guys made a 3.
Nah, they got a lot of guys.
They got a lot of guys
The
who
whole
make
their
threes.
starting 5
Come
can
back to
shoot a
earth,
3.
dude. Come back to earth. You know.
Well, okay.
Okay, so
I agree with you.
Come back to earth.
But they're playing at home.
But let me explain this to you. Can I say this? And this is not what I think is going to happen in the game or whatever. Here's the one thing you need to understand about Boston. They shoot more threes than anybody in the NBA. That's a fact.
I'm aware.
So while they might not make 22, they still going to probably make more threes than the Heat.
I have to agree with that. They're at home. You feel better when you're home. The same way the Heat will be better when they come to Saturday.
So you saying Doogie Howser ain't gonna do that again? They all shoot threes. They shoot damn near 50 threes a game. So
Don't
you
watch.
saying that does
Don't
what?
watch. Be a coward. Don't watch.
Oh my goodness!
If you're scared to watch, don't watch. Don't watch. Go watch Doogie Howser tonight. Don't watch them. If you're already out, then be out. Don't waste your time.
So you.
If I don't think we're gonna take them where we live, Leroy. And you want to know where we live? In the mud. That's where we live. We're gonna take this to the mud.
They play outside the mud.
No, not today. They don't.
They do.
Not today. They don't. Today we're taking them to the Everglades. All right. Erik Spoelstra is gonna be like a Burmese python. We're taking them to the mud.
They literally play on the perimeter. How you gonna get them into the mud?
Oh, you want to know who thinks they live on the perimeter? Little capybara.
No,
Listen,
facts.
Hear me out.
The facts that they shoot 53s a game.
You got little capybara, Jason Tatum.
Oh my goodness!
What's that? Listen.
I'm sorry. I'm sorry, guys. I'm sorry, guys. I'm sorry that I tried to have a real conversation.
You weren't having a real conversation. No, but here's the thing, though.
No,
you weren't having a real conversation.
Wait.
You weren't having a real conversation.
Why not?
All you wanted to do was shoot me down.
No,
shoot down my belief. That's what you want to be. You're a dream killer.
No. I asked you. Okay. Look, he can't even do it.
No, I'm laughing at the comments.
They shoot 53s a game. How you gonna get them in the mud? They don't even go in the mud. They just chuck it from outside.
Oh, they'll go in the mud today. We'll bring them to the mud.
So you're gonna guard the 3. You're gonna defend the 3.
Burmese python, dude.
So you're gonna defend the 3, is what you're saying.
You defend everything. It's Erik Spoelstra. This is Heat culture.
Erik Spoelstra's not playing defense though. Tyler
Herro is playing defense. He's got his guys.
Really? Okay.
They did. Listen to me. They did what they were supposed to do. If you don't win a game 1, I mean, you might as well just the Celtics might as well have just rolled over on the series.
What is this? A spa? Now we bringing mud?
It was a must win for them. Okay, they did what they were supposed to do. Good for them. It's a series. It's time for everybody. Every
you still got to make adjustments from game to game.
Agreed. And they had 2 days.
Okay, let me ask you. I'll ask you this: what are the Heat adjustments for game 2?
Here's what the number 1 adjustment is. We got to go to break. 15 minutes of heat here for you. 560 WQAM. Miami Heat back in action tonight. John Crotty joined us earlier in the show. If you missed him, we'll bring that to you in about 10 minutes. The point guard, John Crotty, was he's a reasonable man who will not fall.
Like somebody we know.
Dude, I don't know what you want from me. Like, I feel like you're sitting here and you're like, oh, come on, Tobin, just admit it. It's over. And I'm not going to do that.
Here. Everything that I asked you had nothing to do with me thinking the Heat were going to win or lose. I just asked you, and this is how it started. What will the Heat do differently tonight? And you went off on, well, if you think the Heat are going to lose, just don't watch. And
That's not what I said. That's not what I said. I tried making points, and then you were like, that's not going to happen.
Well, no, listen. What the Heat are going to do differently this game is not, well, Hauser's not going to do that again. And, like, that's how you started. So that's why I stopped.
Sam Hauser hitting 4 straight threes
But that has nothing to do with the Heat.
Okay.
So are the Heat going to do more to defend the
Well,
three?
my first point was you got to have a better game from Tyler Herro. You just ignored that.
No, I didn't.
Well, you kind of did.
You know what? I would say this. All right. In order for Tyler to get more opportunities, somebody else is going to have to score. If he is your only scorer, then they can stop one guy.
Well, their focus was stopping him on that.
And nobody else did anything, so they're probably going to do it again.
We'll see. I bet
Why
you.
Why would you change?
We'll see. If
I'm more than sure Boston thinks if we shut down Tyler Herro, nobody else is going to hurt us.
I would go with that opinion though, anyway, because he is their best scorer. Like that's, there's no doubt about that, especially with the position they're in with Duncan Robinson.
So I ask you.
They let Bam. They're like, we'll let Bam hurt us because they know Bam's probably going to only go from 2. He'll throw up a couple threes a game, but I think that's probably the hub you got to go with. Is you probably got to have Bam, run things a little bit and set things up for Tyler Herro. Those guys have a good chemistry. Those guys have a good chemistry, and they can set things up in a better way. I think that they'll see those things over these last couple of days where they've been adjusting to that team and getting a look at them. That's the one thing that does change. Like when you take on a Celtics team in a regular season, and it could be a little bit overwhelming, I'm sure, but this is a series. And one of the things with Erik Spoelstra is he's going to find those keys in those holes where he could take advantage of. And I think that they probably saw some places. Obviously, they can't get off to a rough start like they did last time. I mean, 14-0 was a little ridiculous that you have to climb out of that hole initially. So you can't allow them to get that kind of you literally gave them the spread to start the game. You can't do that.
Would you like to know what I would do?
Sure.
Right? I would play Tyler more off the ball and run him on a lot of screens and stuff, because when he has the ball, it's easier to shut him down. And I would put somebody else on the ball and see if they can break the guy that they're that's guarding them. So how about somebody like Nico handling the ball one time? Caleb can't handle it. All right. How about Jaime? Jaime will get physical and take it to the hoop. And if he can be physical with the guy on him.
I agree with everything you're saying.
If he can get physical with the guy on him and put him in foul trouble or something, then they got to go to one of their big guns. That means Tyler gets a little more space.
Jaime ain't scared. That's definitely been shown in these first couple of games.
See what I mean about what do I think should happen differently, right? The Heat, not the other guy ain't gonna make 4 threes.
Yeah, part of it is
pretty much guarantee you Hauser ain't gonna make 4 threes in a row.
That was crazy.
You're not saying a whole lot. That's like crazy.
It's very annoying.
Right.
Although it wasn't as crazy as DeLon Wright hitting 5 of them.
Well, okay, right. And what if they go, leave him open? He ain't gonna do that.
It was a 30-point game at that point. I think we all know that that's not gonna happen again.
Right. So I think, like, it's unfortunate that we're looking at this as Tyler is the guy that has to do it, because I'm really not. I'm looking at it as other guys.
They do need Tyler to shoot, but like they
do.
Like,
they do. But they can't force it. They can't force it. They got to start doing stuff away from Tyler and then come back to Tyler. Because if other guys start getting off, they're going to start rotating and keeping guys on him, and then Tyler's going to have more freedom to play.
But even just like from that standpoint, I can't have him having the squeaky cheeks on the 3 points. Like, and you know what it looks like with him. They're always short. I'm like, come on, man. Like I need that first one to be like good in, get it, let him breathe, and let's get going.
So
like,
you're saying Tyler is one of those guys he need to make his first couple of shots to get hot?
Not necessarily, but I think it just would put everybody at ease a little bit.
Right.
You know, to set things up, because the shooting was so piss poor to start that game.
Pretty much.
But, you know, they got to get to breathe easier. But I'm looking forward to tonight. 7:00 is your tip off from TD Garden, 5:45 preheat with Solana. By the way, if you guys want to go to Luke Bryan right now, caller number 4 to 305-567-0560. 305-567-0560. Caller number 4 for DeLon Wright and his 5 3-pointers. Crazy. Caller number 4 to 305-567-0560 will win a pair of tickets to Luke Bryan, who once had Jimmy Butler in one of his music videos. He was the OG Fallout Boy. That was before he was
before he fell.
Emo Jimmy. Before Luke Bryan fell, yeah. It was a while ago, JFig. Man, that was tough.
Boy, he ain't a small dude either.
Nope. Nope. Made himself that was a big thump there on the.
But can I just say this? And I'm making fun of him. Has anybody ever stepped on a cell phone and slipped like that? I'm right.
I think that's his cell phone. I think he just used that as an excuse, much like my doctor did with the retina detachment.
Hey, those are serious.
No, I know it is, but it should be in the Target. Hey, you got a retina detach. You should be getting an eye exam in Target.
What confuses me though, the retina detachment is a person that was also there with you, or is it you?
No, it was also.
Hey, the way she was talking about my eye, I thought I had a retina detachment. Oh,
right.
I was like, Jesus, all right, what does that mean? I don't know. You're banned.
They're just, I guess they're into the.
Good luck.
You know, they're into the just boom, 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 get your eyes checked, get glasses, and go. They're in the real eye problems.
Definitely how I was treated. Definitely how I was treated, and apparently.
Are you on the medicine now? Is it eye drops?
Yeah, but
Is
I
it
was.
any better?
That's another thing.
Are you in pain still?
I wouldn't say I'm in pain, but I wouldn't say I'm all the way better.
Maybe that's numb. Well, it ain't gonna get better in 24 hours if she went.
Hey, by the way, what's her name?
Nah, I'm not gonna say it.
Come on, man. Don't do that. Don't do what you did with Leroy in the first segment, and then now you're going.
Maybe tomorrow.
No, man.
We gotta get to Crotty.
You're not gonna say it
You
tomorrow.
still got 2 more minutes to Crotty, kid.
Not really, but you know, you gotta get this Luke Bryan call. We got things to do. I don't want to.
I got
your
Brian
next
locked
step
down.
here? Are you gonna go see someone else? Obviously, but like, are you gonna go to the person that you recommended to you?
No. You don't want to go to one of her friends.
I understand you don't Walmart or something. No
she
offense to
gonna send-
Walmart, by the way.
Wait. Tobin, she's gonna send up a heads up.
Oh, I agree. She's
Right,
gonna
you
send
can't go
it
to
the other eye
no.
doctors. No, I'm gonna say.
No.
But hopefully, I can spread the word back to the other doctors that she's a quack.
Oh, so you think you're gonna flip? First of all,
Oh, I'll
do you
flip
know
it.
how
You won't
people
even
work?
mention her
You know how
name.
people work that get referrals?
The doctors know who the bum doctor is. Everybody knows. So I'm sure if they're like, oh yeah, her. Oof. Anyway, that's our show for today, everybody. We'll bring you John Crotty. If you guys missed him, he was fantastic, breaking all things down with your Miami Heat game 2. John Crotty is next. Toyota of Hollywood guest line. Shop hundreds of Toyotas indoors. Let's go out to the Toyota of Hollywood guest line. Shop hundreds of Toyotas indoors at one of America's largest showrooms at Toyota of Hollywood on 441 between Hollywood and Sheridan. Bally Sports Sun tonight. If you guys want, you guys can watch Bally Sports Sun. The great John Crotty will have the call alongside the OG Eric Reed tonight. Game 2 of the first round against the Boston Celtics. 6:30 is when Bally gets their coverage going. John, how you doing, man? How's Boston?
Hey guys, everything's good. Good vibe up here from the ball club, ready to rock again. It's actually been beautiful up here for Boston up until today. It was very sunny and nice, but a little cooler weather today. But it's go time tonight. Let's go.
It is. It definitely feels that way. And this team, like John, we've seen in plenty of playoff series, they've done such a great job of taking home court advantage. Do you feel like we can get a better shot out of the gate tonight from Miami? Just because, getting down 14-0 to this team, it feels like a death sentence in a game. Just because you're always playing catch up against a team that can shoot like them. How important is just coming out of the gate strong tonight for Miami?
Oh, I think it's huge. I think it's a good point you make. I'm a huge believer in momentum and flow, and when you get off to a great start, it really carries forward, through the first half. Same as the third quarter. Getting off to a good start carries you into that second half, and can really push you forward throughout the course of the game. I like how Miami fought back. I like how they clawed back, and look, they're dealing with having key people out like Jimmy Butler, so. The margin of error is narrow, and you got to play at a very high level offensively, and you got to keep your defense, humming and connected, and try to take these Celtics, off their game, which is a very challenging game. The way they spread you out and shoot the long ball.
I was a little bummed yesterday because I think in a series like this, if you had a healthy 100% Duncan Robinson, he could be massive. But to hear him yesterday say, "Hey, I don't know if I'm going to be that guy until I get extended rest," was tough to hear. John, can you just give us an insight into that? Just when you're a player dealing with something nagging that you just can't get back to feeling like what is the mental challenge, the physical challenge of dealing with that, and knowing because he was having an amazing season, John, before this happened.
Yeah, I agree. I mean, he's been very special this year for us. 13 points a game, just about 40% beyond the arc, but. He's doing a lot more than that. He's an incredible floor spacer for us, and obviously, what that means is he can make shots with range, and his threat on the floor forces defenses to come out to him, which really creates a lot of space. So, I think you're going to see more of an effort of him of, even when he's not able to get access to the basketball, to try to create space on the floor so that the team has more opportunity to be able to operate, going to the basket. When you're playing the way he is, Brendan, I think it's really difficult because, he has to move around a lot just to get open to be able to create a shot. And when you're dinged up and obviously your back is your core, and being able to push off and cut and pivot and create, separation is so important for any athlete and basketball player in particular. But for a shooter like him, it's everything. So I think it's really putting him in a disadvantage. But I love the fact that he's out there just trying to gut it out, give his team when it can. And, if he's got an open shot, he's going to take it. I think the biggest challenge for him is just trying to, move and cut because he's been very good at that this year with off-ball cuts. When they run him off the line, ball faking, putting it down on the ground and getting to the basket. And I think those plays are tougher for him to make.
How much lunacy was there up there these last couple of days over the Caleb Martin thing? I felt so bad for Caleb because it was complete garbage. He got pushed into Jason Tatum, who bounced up just fine. Nobody had an issue with it, and then all of a sudden, their broadcast is like stoking the fire to get it going. So, like, what was the buzz around town about all this nonsense?
I mean, look, I think a lot of it was. Trying to stir it up and trying to create that fire. And their broadcast team definitely did that. It's just so overblown. This idea of a code red. That's not how the Heat operate. That's not how Spo operates. Like go out there, like a bounty or something. And, that's not how the Heat operate. And this team plays with a lot of pride as is. You don't need to, go out there and tell people to play harder and try to take somebody down. And, look, I think Jason Tatum handled it, the right way. He popped right up trying to show, hey, look, I'm not hurt and it's not going to impact my mind. He went right to the free throw line, which to me is what a professional does. I give him credit. And look, the Heat are playing hard, man. I mean, you're down, you're scrapping, you're throwing your body around, you're trying to make aggressive plays. There's going to be hard fouls. This is the playoffs, and just a lot of talk and a lot of nonsense about really a non-issue in my opinion.
How important do you think tonight is for Tyler? Just to bounce back. I know that he's tried to, not put so much pressure on the playoffs this time around, which I think is good for a young guy. But obviously, like, John, if they're going to have a shot, they need Tyler to be Tyler. They need him to be at his best. So just how much are you keying in on him tonight and what he's able to do?
No, I'm really keying in on him. I mean, I thought, and we're going to talk about it a bit in our open tonight. If you saw the way they came out and guarded him, it was, primary focal point of their defense was to take Tyler out of the basketball game. They put their best perimeter defender on him in Jrue Holiday. They literally, it actually looked like they're playing a box and one, which is, basically saying we're going to take this guy out and everybody else can just do what they're doing within the flow. Jrue Holiday was locked in on Tyler, off the ball, away from the play, not getting off and helping in the paint, but really just staying and denying Tyler access to the basketball. With Jimmy Butler out, scoring is at an absolute premium. And Tyler's our one guy, 20 points a game that can really help. So I think, what you're going to see the Heat do, and I know they were discussing strategy of how to crack open Tyler and how to get him some touches where, first of all, he's got the ball in an opportunity where he can do something with it without two guys on him. And then maybe off the ball, you'll see different actions being created where, they can rub off Jrue Holiday and he can catch the ball with some space to be able to operate.
Talking to the great John Crotty. You guys can watch him and Eric Reed tonight. Bally Sports Sun, their coverage gets going at 6:30 today as the Miami Heat get ready for Game 2 against the Boston Celtics. I just wanted to, John, just for like his, I think, morale, like having the injury last year in the playoffs and just having, I guess, that moment of success. I think that I think it could carry him a long way, man. I just think it's for him personally to go out on the road and have something like that. I don't want to put all the eggs in the basket on him, but I also know for him personally, that's got to be a good feeling if he's able to do this and even this series bringing it back to Miami.
Oh, for sure. And he's the kind of guy who, look, he's ignitable, right? If he comes out of the gate and hits 2 or 3 shots, look out, right? I mean, he can go for 30 plus. He could go for 40. He's that talented, Tyler is. And what makes him tough to guard, once he does get the ball and he's able to operate, is he can score at all 3 levels. And there's very few players in this league, as good as this league is, when as many talented players there are, that can score at all 3 levels. It's really amazing. I mean, if you look at each team, there's 2, maybe 3 guys that can do it, and Tyler's one of those guys. He's pretty special, and he is ignitable. But right now with Jimmy being out, it's just allowing them to take their already very substantial defense and think about how to just be disruptive even more and take Tyler out.
John, my thing is on the other side, right? They're shooting threes. Like we knew before this game started, they shoot more threes than anybody. That going into the game, everybody knew Boston shot more threes than anybody. And in the games that they lost, they were just terrible shooting the 3. Do you try to take that away by playing more man? Because here's the other problem that I'm just sitting here thinking about it myself. If somebody gets taken off the dribble because they got a lot of guys who can handle the ball, now you put yourself in even worse position to get the 3 shot on you.
That's
so
right.
How do you go about that? Because right now they're doing zone, they just pass around the outside, somebody shoots it, and they're all making them.
Yeah. So they had an extraordinary game shooting the basketball. The feeling is if you can keep the pressure on, they revert, back to a more normal mean, right? Where they're not going to make, whatever it was, 22 threes, right, and tie a playoff high that they did one other time against Milwaukee. But it was exceptional. I mean, there were like 8 different guys that wound up hitting a 3 on their side too. It wasn't focused on just one guy. So that means they really moved the ball and they spread Miami out. They do it a variety of different ways too, which is interesting. I mean, they do it within their offense, but they also do it off offensive rebounds. And that's something you can take away, right? So you're playing your defense, you block out, you got to come up with those defensive rebounds, and that takes away sort of that broken play where they just catch it and kick it out and someone's wide open with space to be able to make a 3. So I think that's something right away that the Heat can improve upon. But to your point, you got to mix the defense up against them. You can't play any one thing, whether it's defense, whether it's man or zone. And the challenge with the man what you make, which is a very good point, is you have to be able to contain the ball on the perimeter, right? If I'm running out to Jason Tatum, if I can't keep him secure on the perimeter with a hand up and he gets by me, now everyone is having to, rotate, right? You got people rotating, you got, and I think at times, honestly, I thought we did over rotate. And what that means is just get off our guy maybe too soon or too early, which allowed some easier driving kick plays. And that's really nuanced. It's really subtle. I mean, you got to be tight where you're maybe faking and going back to your guy or waiting later to commit to the drive, because the Heat defense is predicated on taking away easy twos. That's the way they've always been built. That's the reason why they're consistently really good. The challenge is, how do you take away twos and then still really get back out and guard the 3-point line? And that's where teams like this put you in a quandary.
Do you think they tried to do the things you were talking about earlier with Tyler by letting Bam take it, bring it up, or Caleb bring it up, like kind of put Tyler off the ball?
I do.
And try, right? Because I'm like, why are they bringing the ball up? And I'm like, they're trying to get some looks for Tyler. But then it just seems like it's weird to me. Like, you specialize, like the Heat run the zone better than anybody, right? Mm-hmm. But when other teams run their half-ass zone against them, they just pass it around the outside, and it's like kryptonite against them. And I'm amazed at how a team who runs the zone so well, when the zone gets against them, they act like they never play basketball at times.
Yeah, I mean, look, I think the thing about the zone, it's less about the scheme, and you'll hear Erik Spoelstra say this, but I believe it very much too. It's less about the scheme and more about the flow. So what do I mean by that? So when Miami goes to their zone, it's really, they're guarding man-to-man within their principles of who's in that space to guard. But it's really, when as an example, when I'm a point guard and I'm pushing the ball up the floor, if I can tell right away if the team is in a man-to-man or a zone. If they're in a man-to-man, and we're in a good offensive rhythm, I'm passing and cutting, and I know exactly how to get everybody activated, involved. If I see the zone after it's been man, I slow down, I pull the ball back, I get us organized, and then we look to attack.
More passive offense.
It takes time. That takes time. Mm-hmm. It also slows the momentum down. It forces different thought process. Guys have to get organized and get into positions. Get a little too perimeter oriented, to your point, where maybe they're not driving into the paint. And that's where the zone, I think, can be very effective. It's almost like a rhythm changer. And with the length that they put out there, they'll put a Caleb or a Haywood Highsmith or DeLon Wright on the perimeter, who can guard a lot of space with long arms. And then they'll have Bam, who, can be a multi-dimensional guy in the back end of the zone. It makes it really effective.
Talking to John Crotty. You guys can watch him and Eric Reed tonight. Bally Sports Sun. Game 2 of the first round between the Boston Celtics and Miami Heat. 7 o'clock is your tip-off. 6:30 is when their coverage gets going. You, of course, can hear that here also on WQAM. John, Jaime Jaquez, he looks like he's busted through this rookie wall. Yeah. And especially like since the play-ins have started, he looks like just moment hasn't been too big for him. What have been your impressions of Jaime?
I'm really impressed with the way he played in that first playoff game. I was keeping a close eye on him, obviously being a rookie, and I don't know if you can recall, but the first possession he came out of the gate, and they just were very physical with him. He kind of fumbled the ball, had like a turnover, and ran back, and I was like, and this is like what you're not. The level of intensity is so much higher in a playoff game, and everyone really knows what you're going to do. That you're very well scouted. It's not uncommon for there to be a play call and the defense actually run to the spot where, you're going as an offensive player, because they know it so well. So then it becomes about your will to be able to find a way to execute even when the defense knows what's going on. And he just never quit, man. He just played. He kind of played through the contact. He just continued to play hard. He's unfazed mentally, doesn't let himself get down, played, really hard-nosed defense when he could, and wind up translating to that in some really positive plays offensively with 16 points on 50% shooting, rebounded. He passed well. He was gutty out there. And he needs to play right now again with, the shorthandedness and Jimmy Butler out. and he was an incredibly productive player for 36 minutes.
John, appreciate the time. Thanks so much.
Thanks, John.
You got it, guys. Go Heat.
There you go, John Crotty. You guys can watch him tonight with Eric Reed on Bally Sports Sun at 6:30. Their coverage gets going tonight, and we have a 7 o'clock tip from that hellhole TD Garden.